Good morning, motherfuckers. Welcome to the morning show. Everybody's a little bit en retard, as they say, 8 a.m. So we've only got George for the moment. Don't forget, though, head on over to George. Where do we find you, George? You got 2 hit podcasts.
Yeah, there's 2 hit podcasts. One is called the Just As Dads podcast. The other one is called the Vaccination podcast. One of them is with a bunch of guys. We talk about being dads and dealing with all that reality. The other one, the Backstage podcast, is basically just a series of interviews with people that are doing noteworthy things in our society. You can go check those out at justasdads.ca or thebackstagepod.com. There you have it.
There you go. And for my shit, the Poseidon69 on Instagram and Twitter, twitch.tv/Poseidon69. I live stream sometimes where we can chat and interact while I'm playing video games. And also patreon.com/Pantelis. That's where you catch my In Bed with Poseidon show. Lately, it's been around 8:30 p.m. every Wednesday night. I'll keep you guys posted on any changes. Also, that's where you get exclusive stuff like the bonus tapes. You have a chance at winning merch. You get stuff earlier released on Patreon than on YouTube. And I think that's about it. And balabanos.com if you want commercials or any of the sorts or anything professionally made by a professional, you go to balabanos.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, everybody should go to Phil, man. He's a great videographer.
Oh, and just a small update for people in the chat. Last Friday, we were very busy with the festivities. Therefore, there was a no show, my dear friends. That's it.
They've been very, very busy during this the Just for Laughs festival, man. You guys are all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Still busy, but we were mad busy during that little time frame.
There's a shitload of fucking content coming out of Pantelis' YouTube page. You guys should go there and check that out.
Yes.
These guys are working really hard. And you're saying that this ends at the end of the month or Just for Laughs?
Yeah, I think the French side is already done, Juste pour rire, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. Now it's JFL happening.
It's crazy how, as you grow older, you just fucking disconnect from these things, man. I remember being younger and being all over these things, downtown, all the free shows, and just, hanging around. I haven't done that in years. I don't even know what the hell is going on, who's in town, what's playing where. I'm completely disconnected.
Well, you become an adult, bro. You have children, and, you become busy, and then you don't have time for this shit.
You're an adult too, bro. It's just that you're much more involved, obviously, now with Pantelis.
Yeah, of course.
And that whole gang. But it's great. It's great to see what happened and how his podcast got so much visibility during this whole month just through the Just for Laughs festival. It's unbelievable. I don't know how the fuck you guys do it every single day. There's something new on the page.
We have hard cocks and soft hearts.
That's
nice. How we do it.
Is he going to be doing any English? Is he doing any English content as well, or is it just the French stuff that he did for the Juste pour rire?
Just the French stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know what else is on the English side. He'll say everything once he comes in. I don't know where he is right now.
That's not a problem. We'll keep the people busy until they get in.
The pit bull.
The people. Give me 1 second. Let me just something happen to my screen here. You can still see me?
Of course I can still see you.
Oh, cool.
Now's not the time, George, for technical reparations.
My screen got minimized. I got to control all these things because I'm back on the webcam because I realized that there's the least amount of delay from the webcam than I used to get from the DSLR. So I don't know. Is there a delay?
Fucking George trying to reach us via satellite.
Fucking yeah, from another planet.
From another fucking planet, bro.
It's the one thing that I still haven't figured out. I don't know. I mean, maybe the people in the chat can tell us if there's any delay or not. But from where I'm sitting, it seems to be very little, almost none.
No, it's fine. It's all good, bro. Don't stress. Get into the news.
I'm not stressing, bro. I'm not stressing.
I would have told you something if it was bad.
All right, cool. Let's get started. I want to start, and I want to get your opinion on this too. And maybe the guys can join us later on this. The Habs made an acquisition, and I'm nowhere near, the big sports fan and knowledgeable about all things sports, but the Habs made this acquisition last week. This guy, a young player by the name of Logan Mailloux, he's a defenseman, I think. And there's a whole story that follows this young player. This guy used to play in Sweden. He was in a relationship with a woman, and he took a picture of her naked that he shared to all his players. And I don't know who else he showed it to. The girl wasn't aware. She found out. She sued him. The guy he went through court. There was this whole thing. He was charged. I don't know what the offense is. And the Montreal Canadiens drafted this guy, and it has exploded in Montreal. I mean, this is all they talk about almost every day, how the Canadiens could have done that
could have done what?
How they could have recruited a player that has been charged, that has, I think it's sexual assault. I'm not sure.
Where was he charged?
He was charged in Sweden.
Okay.
I think it's.
Let me ask you a question. Don't fucking bitches always take screenshots and share shit amongst their girlfriends too, bro? What is this? Was charged? And what does his personal life have to do with fucking being a good hockey player?
It's look, when they do it willingly, but apparently, and not apparently, I mean, this is the law. You can't just take a picture of a girl nude or whatever and just send it without her authorization. It's some sort of sexual assault or whatever the fuck it's called.
How's that sexual assault?
I don't know. It falls under that category of some sort of sexual aggression or whatever. Anyways, the guy.
Hold on. That means if somebody hold on. That means if somebody takes my dick pics and shares them to someone, I can then sue.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
I don't know if they can take your pics, but if someone takes a pic of you, let's say, I don't know, I walk in on you having sex and I take a picture and then I forward it to everyone without your consent.
He took a picture of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he took the picture. Okay, I understood. She sent it. Oh.
But what if?
Okay, never mind.
Somebody takes a picture of Poseidon naked and weaponizes it, sends it to people to scare them.
That's
a good strategy.
Yeah.
China, beware.
China, beware. You scared of little dicks? Watch this one. Bam. Tiny dicks. Good morning, everyone.
You fucking bloody bastard.
Oh, fucking guy. Good morning, George.
Good morning.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm all right. Sorry I'm late. I'm a little slow motion today. My age caught up with me today.
Oh, yes.
I stretched so hard this morning, I pulled my neck.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever done that?
Oh, several times.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, so it's something to look forward to. I was just like, that good morning stretcher, like, as they
call
it,
the decision of your life.
The proñático.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I turned too fast. I'm like, like a bitch. What happened to the table here? Fucking Guido, man. The guy's a monster. Everything's crooked. Hold on.
Everything okay there?
Yeah.
Ready?
This fucking room is being treated like a fucking virgin ass on prom night.
Okay.
The best I could come up with. Sorry.
All right.
So hold on.
I'm injured.
You were saying
talking about this.
The hockey player who he took.
Hold on. What
pictures.
were you saying about your fucking your back? What was wrong? Because I wasn't listening. I was fixing some camera shit.
Oh yeah. Watch me fall for this. I was saying nothing, Poseidon. My back is fine.
It was the morning stretch that went.
He's putting sound effects. I saw him. I saw his little brain going. I have to find cracking sounds. I'm going to find the sounds for cracking. It's going to be good, and I'm going to lie to him about it. He's dying. What is happening?
He's fucking dying. What is
Oh, that was good.
Coronavirus?
No,
I
that's
just fucking laughed too hard. That's the black lung. That's all the fucking tobacco coming out.
Anyway, so
you're talking about the hockey player, and Justin Trudeau came out and said, "I'm so disappointed in him."
I mean, look, and I want to get your opinion on this because you have two positions now. You have the group that is thinking, you know what, who cares? The guy deserves a second chance. He came out, he said he's sorry, that he apologized, and it's time that we give him a second chance, and good on the Habs for giving him that opportunity. And then you have the other group of people that are saying, the Canadiens as an organization should be, should show much more of an example rather than.
So here's my question, because I don't know the full backstory. One, these photos were taken consensually or non-consensually?
No, exactly. He took a picture
Okay.
without the girl knowing, and he sent it to his teammates, or I'm not sure who saw the picture.
So what's the story here? He was fucking some girl and...
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they were in a relationship or if they weren't in a relationship. He was with a
regardless, they were in a sexual relationship.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's dirty though.
And the photo is what, like her, with her
I'm
mouth
not
full?
sure. I don't know there. I didn't. I don't know if there's any information.
Like, how does she
on
not
that.
know a photo was taken of her? Was she asleep? Like, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I don't know. All we know is that during the act or after, whatever, at some point he took a picture of her.
And he shared this photo with his teammates.
And he shared the picture with his teammates.
So this is something that's been happening since we had photography, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's wrong actually. But like men are, I mean, we're disgusting. Like men will always share photos. It's hard to stop it. It's hard to control this, right? But the only difference here is this guy got caught, right? And I'm condoning it. Like I'm not condoning it. I'm condemning it.
Yeah.
That came out wrong.
Look what
Like the idea of sharing someone's photo, like you have sex with someone and you're like, hey guys, check out this bitch I fucked, and you show picture. It's one thing to show her Instagram and be like, I had sex with a girl, she's so hot. I mean, it's still kind of weird, but I get it. Like, look how hot this girl is. You guys got it. But like to show naked photos of her is pretty fucked up. I think he should not play on the team. That's my. I think this is a prime example of overstepping.
Yeah, so this is the big debate. Like, what kind of example are we trying to set over here? The Canadians have come out and they're adamant about giving the kid a second chance. And I don't know about hockey. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be like a top player either. I think he was.
How old is he?
I don't know. He's a young player, 17, 18. I don't know how old they are.
He 100% is in the wrong for doing that. You
100%,
don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But he was fine and everything. But I think whatever happened outside the ring, I don't think he should be restricted from being drafted. Like, he didn't kill somebody. He didn't rape anybody. He didn't commit any serious
if this guy,
crime.
George, if this guy's underage, because he's 17, that means this girl is probably underage also.
No, she was 18.
She says she was 18.
Yeah, I don't know how old she is, but just
well,
to
look, I read the article.
There's a lot of questions that come up, like of legality.
It's a criminal offense apparently in Sweden. The guy was charged. He had to pay a fine. I'm not sure exactly what the consequences were. There's a bunch of teams in the NHL that.
This happened before he was drafted.
Yeah.
It didn't come out as he was being drafted.
No, this is recent, and there's a bunch of teams that kind of blacklisted him, but the Canadians decided to recruit him. The problem now is that this story has stirred so much controversy that you have all the advertisers now that are taking a stand. So you have, Saint-Hubert, you have Desjardins, Cage au Sport, you have Jean Coutu. They all came out and expressed their concern.
Well, George, look, then there's your answer. It's not a question of right or wrong or morality issue. It's a question of this is a money-making franchise. This is a franchise that's job is to make money. If their advertisers are going to pull them, they can't have them. That's it. It's that simple. Money talks.
That's what everyone is wondering now. What's going to happen? Are they going to backtrack because their biggest advertisers are abandoning ship because they don't obviously want to be associated with a player, with supporting an organization that supports a player that has been condemned for whatever sexual assault or whatever category that falls under?
No, I wouldn't say sexual assault, bro. That's a little hardcore.
I don't know. It kind of is sexual assault to some extent.
Defamation, yes. Well, not even defamation.
It's not defamation.
No, it's not defamation. Somebody said it was defamation in the chat, but it's not defamation. Something disrespect of privacy, 100%.
Breach of privacy. I mean, there's definitely like a sexual connotation to the crime here. Like, there's definitely a crime that happened. Look at this guy with his fucking
disrespect
badge.
of sexual privacy.
I don't know if that's a law.
I don't
Sexual
know what it is.
Seems like a
common. It's a criminal offense, whatever it is, and I'm sure it falls under some sort of sexual misconduct or whatever. So I don't know. Look, the question is, should the Habs have done it? Obviously,
I'm not going to speak to the morality of it. If the advertisers are pulling out, then they need to dump him. That's it.
Oh, you're talking about that player?
Yeah.
No, the advertisers are just being stupid. First of all, most of these players, we had the whole thing with Carey Price where it was, he sexually assaulted chicks in the nightclubs. Remember that in the beginning? And then he had that long injury stint when everybody knew he was in rehab. So it just depends how good the player is. It's all hypocritical. It's all hypocrisy. The kid was an idiot. He did stupid things, but we've already talked about it before, that's what the future holds. There's a lot of kids right now with a lot of naked photos on their phones of other stupid kids because parenting wasn't done right, and they don't understand the internet is forever. And the kid's a dumbass, but if you look deeply in most of these 95%, 99% of these fucking kids that are getting drafted are going to have similar situations.
Do you know the backstory? Like, was this girl like passed out and he took naked photos of her? Or they were like just fucking around?
She was giving him head.
Yeah, she was giving him head. They were together and shit like that. That's what it was.
Okay.
But it didn't show her face, apparently.
Yeah.
It's
not right to show that. I'm just saying he's a kid with it's all stupid. But come on. This is the best thing is like if it's a social media crime, if it's stuff like that, right? There's you can never live in life ever again. But if you've murdered, there could be parole. You could get out. If you rape people, you can get out. Depends if you're on the swim team, we'll let you through.
I don't know about that.
That's what happened. What do you mean? You don't know about what? There's parole for murderers. Don't always get life.
But this guy's not doing jail time.
No, what I'm saying is that's his life. That's his career. That's what he worked for.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The argument Pantelis is making is that anyone that actually commits a crime and does their time, they come out, they get a second chance at life.
But there's no time if you're on social media. If you're a public figure, there's no time that's enough.
Like, it's not easy, right? I mean, for these people to rebuild their lives, and some of them are rehabilitated and they become good people. It's just that in this industry that is so much under the spotlight, and because of the nature of the event, that it has to do with some sort of sexual misconduct or whatever. I don't know if it's sexual.
Didn't the prime minister get in trouble for sexual misconduct? Wasn't he?
If he likes to get pegged by his wife, that's not our.
No. Hold on. Jokes aside, tell us, George.
There was something that came out about him before he was elected in office, when he was still a teen. I don't know how old he was. He was at some beer festival in BC.
Yeah.
And he groped a journalist.
How old was he?
I don't know, man. He's probably in his 20s. I don't know.
This kid was how old when he took these pictures?
17.
So you see something here, guys?
He can become prime minister.
No, but I'm just saying Justin Trudeau was an adult when he did his stuff.
If I may, the point you're trying to make is this truly is the land of the free where anyone can become anything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's everybody's jumping on the bandwagon because they all want to look like good people. No. You know what I mean? But if they really...
I'm not going to lie, though. It's a pretty fucking gross thing to do.
It's super gross, but if you really cared, then all that shit that we used to hear about Carey Price doing here in downtown Montreal...
No, I care.
We wouldn't... But because he was winning games. Everybody turns a blind eye. Men and women turn a blind eye. But this kid who's done nothing for the team, they're all going to... That's all I'm saying. I don't like this kid. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like the whole sending... If a chick sends you nudes and you send someone else, I don't like that culture. I don't like the voyeuristic culture at all. I hate it.
We didn't grow up in it, though.
We didn't grow up in it. That's why. But what really bugs me is... how everyone's a fucking hypocrite. Everyone's a hypocrite, and they think it demonstrates their value to jump on the bandwagon of this fucking retard who was taking.
I don't remember Carey Price. I don't remember any of that, and I don't remember it being so present in the news. I don't think it got that much media coverage.
That's why it wasn't present.
How to cover it up, or maybe it wasn't as serious as this. I have no idea.
It also wasn't post Me Too. It was before the Me Too movement. So it's a different world now.
Nothing makes it okay because it's before or after.
Hey, whoa. I never said it was okay or not. I'm just saying, you said I didn't see it in the news covered as much. I'm telling you why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
don't fucking put words in my mouth, Mr. Potato Head.
Covered it. I have no idea, but it wasn't getting this much coverage. Fuck, nobody was talking about it.
I don't follow hockey, so I don't remember even hearing about it. I don't know.
Anyways, there's a lot of a lot of hypocrisy, but it fucking pisses me off. And people just jump on it. They're like, I'm so nice. I'm so good. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. What'd that kid do? Fuck him. And the kids, they're all assholes. All these kids that do this shit are asshole kids. It doesn't mean he's not going to become a good adult. He could become the best. I don't know. I don't like any of that shit. But I more than this, I hate the hypocrisy.
I meet young boys.
That's it. Stop the sentence there. Look, we have an issue and we need the police.
When I meet young boys, a little bit older than my daughter, I look at the world and I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to sit across the table from one of these fuckers maybe one day and pretend like I don't want to fucking kill him. Yeah. Because they're fucking... I mean, I met some good kids.
Yeah, they're not all bad.
But 95% are terrible. And I mean, that number was not much different when we were kids. It was 85% then. But part of me is thank God I don't have a son because look what he could have been. And there's a part of me that's like, fuck, I got to try again and get a boy in there because I got to even this out. This whole thing that it starts with men, that whole movement, we should teach our sons and whatever to not be dicks. I don't have that opportunity now. I have to hope that all the other dudes my age are smart enough, which they're probably not, to not raise little fucking mongrels.
We'll see.
Maybe my daughters will be lesbians. Who knows? You never know.
I don't know.
Not that they're any better.
Anyways, the kid got drafted. Is he good enough to play for the team? That's what you did. He already had come out. He already handled his business, no, with the girl.
I think he paid a fine.
Yeah. There's nothing more that can be done. You want to give him an extra year, or whatever? That's nonsense because nothing more that can be done. If he had ignored her and now it came out and he has to address
That's
it.
what I thought happened.
No, it's not what happened. It's just people. They need a story, so they're rehashing shit, right? So the kid's a fucking clown. But I guarantee you, it's happening. It's happening with your kids. It's happening with your neighbor's kid. This shit's happening all the time because they keep fucking taping each other, banging or sending each other nudes. Kids are fucking stupid. So start at home. Start teaching your little girl and your little boy to not fucking do this, not to send nudes because the internet's forever.
Yep.
Yeah, and the other.
Do you teach your kids, George, not to send nudes?
Please teach them, bro, because I'm gonna have to burn my phone.
Yeah, there's none of that going
Whoa.
here. But no, the other
Call the
question
police.
here
Whoop, whoop.
is,
Next level. This one.
the other question is that they're looking at this guy as a player and they're thinking, like, why is the Habs organization making such a huge issue about a player that was drafted? I don't remember what number he was drafted, but he's not as if he was like the top pick that the Canadians chose and they can't do without him,
So
right?
would that have been okay? Again, so if he did the same stuff, but he was drafted
It
first
wouldn't.
overall.
It wouldn't. The question though is that, look, just fucking ditch the guy. You picked him 30th or 31st. You created a whole ruckus. Fuck it. It's a PR nightmare. Get rid of him and pick up another guy that was, I don't know, 29th or whatever rank he is. Like, you're not getting anything much different anyway. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it was like a Sidney Crosby kind of guy, I would understand the Habs being so like adamant on giving him a second chance and playing into that argument. You know, the fact that he doesn't appear to be anything special has brought people to question their decision. I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't change anything. In the end, it doesn't change anything.
Bro, nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Let him fuck it. I don't see. He didn't kill anyone. He didn't rape anyone.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but Poseidon, it's a criminal offense. You don't have to kill someone.
I know, but was it dealt with?
It was.
Okay. O.J. Simpson's running around. He cut the heads off people.
Yeah, bro.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
I'm not going to say
Bill
allegedly.
Cosby's out.
Cosby legitimately admitted to raping people.
He admitted
I
it.
hate these fucking double
I'll put
standards,
the
bro.
jello in the hole.
And again, I don't even like this guy. I don't like his face. I don't like anything about the kid.
never
I'm more
seen it.
mad about everyone else's hypocrisy.
And this is coming from fucking companies that pay for ads and shit, right?
Yeah, I don't even like the Habs.
But probably companies that fucking their top executives and shit
Are banging third world hookers,
hookers
yeah,
and
yeah.
fucking offering blowjobs to secretaries so that they could get fucking raises and shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck outta here, bro.
That's who talks. And then all these dumb idiots that buy the products. We stand with you, Pepsi. You fucking idiots. But
That was
anyway,
a sound effect.
hey, they're all dumb.
I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen.
I don't even like the Habs. I hope this kid's shit. I don't care.
Go sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen with the advertisers and how much pressure that's gonna bring onto the organization, and if it's gonna make them change their course. I don't know. I mean,
I've
that's
lost
where
interest in this story.
Yeah, me too.
Let's move on.
But you are right, George. You said something, but you didn't want to back it up. But you actually are right. If the kid was drafted higher, this wouldn't have mattered. AKA Carey Price.
No, I didn't say.
Everyone was like, "What?"
Land of the free.
I didn't say it wouldn't have mattered. I said, and first of all, it's not me. I'm saying like the argument that I'm hearing is that at least if he was any better or ranked better, it would have somewhat justified the argument of the Habs trying so adamantly to keep him and give him a second chance.
Okay, but here's the thing. But again, that doesn't make any sense. You know that, right? In this
That
argument,
doesn't make
because
sense.
is the crime different depending on who did it?
No, exactly. No. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of the Habs that are they're so like no. He deserves a second chance. Blah blah blah. And people are wondering, well, why the fuck are you so like stuck on this player? He sucks, or I don't know if
Well,
he
he doesn't
but-
suck. He got drafted.
He got drafted.
Yeah, he got drafted.
Like,
I
he's
mean,
better
I'm not
than
saying-
Poseidon. We know that much for sure. Are you still fucking choking from that hardcore laugh? You missed. He almost died, huh? He laughed so hard.
Why?
I thought he was going to explode. There was going to be fucking semen and sputum everywhere.
They're calling it violence against women.
I mean, it is a
What is
form of violence.
of drafting him?
No.
No.
Yeah, what he did and what he did.
What he did is not violence, but it's complete fuckery,
It's a kind of aggression.
bro. We can't keep
It's
doing.
emotional violence.
We can't keep doing this to words. Words are gonna lose all meaning if we keep doing this.
This is.
What do you mean?
It's not violence. It's not violent what he did.
Did
It
it
is
hurt her?
completely disrespectful. It hurt her emotionally.
Yeah.
It wasn't violent, bro.
So what's the word for hurting someone emotionally?
It was abusive. It was verbally abusive. It wasn't even verbally
Okay,
abusive.
if
It
you're
wasn't
gonna
even
go for abusive instead
it,
of
it
violence,
wasn't
then I'm
even the
with you.
verb that did it. It was the fact that he shared something without her consent. It was disrespectful. It was all kinds of shit. But fuck, bro.
Well, look, it's a form of abuse, but maybe not violent. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah,
beat
fair
her
enough.
or-
Fair enough.
Yeah, like we can't because words are gonna lose meaning if we do.
Yeah,
all
but
this
I
shit.
wanted a better word there, and abuse is the right word.
Abuse is the right
yeah,
word,
okay.
Because it is abuse. Imagine if it was you, bro. If somebody sends videos, if a chick sends
That's
videos,
fucked.
like it's complete fuck. I hate all that voyeurism shit. It pisses me off. Anyways, but the kid's an idiot. It's not. But he's a young kid. Again, they're not well versed in
Anything.
anything, bro. They don't
They're
understand
stupid.
the impacts of the internet forever. Like him sending that to someone or just taping it in the first place. Just fuck that girl over because there's no guarantee that shit's ever gonna be deleted. You know what I mean? So he shouldn't pull out his phone. But they're not educated in that. They're
It's on
stupid.
Georgia's end.
Obviously.
And I'm not for that kind of behavior like what he did. But it
I hate that
let's,
shit,
like,
bro.
let's
ridiculous.
calm the fuck down.
Yeah. As long as he's dealt. But if
He
the,
was caught. He paid.
if the
fine.
law decided that he paid, if the law, because this was a legal matter, right, George?
Yes,
Yeah.
And in the court of law, it's dealt with, right?
as far as I know.
I
yeah.
think it is.
And
Like,
what
he
do I
was
care about
fined.
Twitter brigades jumping on or Intact Insurance doesn't want Intact Insurance fucking fucks people over, bro.
You want to talk
Fucks
about
you-
violence?
Yeah, they fuck people.
Abuse?
Yeah, you want to talk about abuse? They fuck people over so much, and they get the fuck out of here.
Bro, these insurance companies try to slip out of life insurances, huh?
Yeah,
Like
bro,
when a
paying people.
significant
Yeah,
other dies.
exactly. And these are the people that I'm gonna let them decide our morality. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Don't be stupid, guys. Don't jump on everything. We can all decide and we can all agree that this is a scumbag move,
Scumbag.
and it's good that it was dealt with. But just because fucking people are like, oh, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Look at my virtue. I have value. Let me show you. I'm gonna jump. You're the 8,000th person to jump here. You're not adding anything.
What if you're the first?
But look, Christine says something interesting because apparently the kid he did not want to get drafted. He thought it wasn't his time. He wasn't ready, and yet the Habs still drafted him. That's an interesting point. I mean, when the kid comes up and he says, "Listen, man, this and this is happening. I'm not comfortable with all the exposure this is going to bring to me. I want to pass on the draft this year." The Habs, they're like, "No. Come, let's do it."
We saw the pics you sent, bro. We need more of those. Yeah, but he doesn't.
I thought he sent it to the Habs.
But he doesn't need to play
Carey
this
Price
year.
is like,
They
yeah.
drafted him. They don't have to play him. They could put him in the minors. They could just trade him for a year. They just want him to be with the organization. Again, I don't like the Habs. I don't give a shit about this kid. But just people need to calm down.
Anyway, let's.
How come these advertisers and people who like these advertisers don't do the same thing about most of these advertisers about how they make their products and where their products are made? How come people aren't boycotting them when little kids are being enslaved? That doesn't matter though, right? Because no one's tweeting about it.
Exactly.
You fucking
Yeah,
losers.
some people tweet about it. I guess.
They're a bunch of losers, bro.
Hypocrisy.
Bro. We're talking about Saint-Hubert, Jean Coutu, Casual Sport, and whatever.
Yeah, where do you think Casual Sport, where do you think they get their stuff? Where do you think they get their plastics? Where do you think they get their fucking chicken from? Go take a look at where those conditions. It's all picking and choosing what you're gonna be outraged by. Like the lady at the show yesterday who got mad at gluten allergies.
Ah, yes.
I lost her at gluten. She folded her arms at the beginning of my set because kids that are allergic to gluten was too much for her. That was you go to a comedy show and the level of offense starts at the gluten allergies.
What?
Yeah,
Did
like
she say anything or?
she completely zoned out. She went, and then the set did this.
Really?
Right in front. Yeah. Imbeciles, bro. These idiots are walking amongst us, and you're allowing them. You're allowing them to grow by doing shit like this.
Gluten allergies.
Yeah.
No one's even dying from a gluten allergy. Like, what is she so mad about?
I guess your kid has gluten allergies. He's a fucking loser.
I mean, fuck. I never understood that. Like, I'm lactose intolerant. And I've literally been at shows where people make fun of people with lactose intolerance, and I'm like, okay, that's funny. It's funny. I mean, if it's not funny, it's not funny. But I'm not like hurt. It doesn't hurt me. It's not violence towards me.
Bro, I'm gonna play a sound that will terrify children with gluten allergies all over the world.
That's bread being cut.
Slicing bread.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like slicing bread. It sounds like you're slicing a tree, bro. What is that?
I feel like
How
even
hard is
though
that
I've
bread?
never met his father.
What's up?
I just know of him like through you and the podcast and the stories he's told. I feel like every day that goes by, he's one day closer
To becoming him.
Gus.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's not true.
I'm gonna play
little-
a
you do
sound
little
that's
things.
gonna terrify gluten allergy kids around the world. And then you play a sound that it's kind of obvious that it's bread being cut.
Not
and
really.
You're
It
so
could have been
proud.
wood. It could have been a wall.
You're so proud.
That was dumb.
I'm not trying to make fun of you. Now.
I
I'm
still
trying to
love
keep
you,
you in
but
check.
it's
I want you to look inwards right now and realize what you're becoming. You can still stop it. It's not a foregone conclusion. You can be your own man.
Anywho, George, what's the next story?
I fucked him up. Look at his little eyes. He's like, oh fuck, man.
I
I'll
am
work on
him.
this.
He is me.
I am.
So just as
that
we're moving closer
fuck.
and closer to seeing
Chappy.
some sort of normalcy, or at least we think there's going to be normalcy, because we don't know what's going to happen in September if the cases jump again and all that stuff. But as the government is announcing, the borders reopening and people could travel back and forth from the U.S., there's something that just came up yesterday that potentially could destroy this whole fucking effort. You have the Canadian borders, the border guards and the customs officers. They voted yesterday to go on strike. And
Good.
this is just days
They
before.
haven't worked for fucking 2 years. They're going on strike.
They've been working.
Well, they still have to work. Somebody have to guard the border, bro. Or
Yes,
else
they're barely working though compared to what they used to do.
now it's harder because now they got to stop everyone and be like, "Nah, bro, you sure you could be here?"
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Fair enough.
their job has gotten obviously much harder. So I mean, this, like I said, is just days before, fully vaccinated
That's
US
smart.
citizens and permanent residents will be allowed back into Canada.
I
And
respect the hustle.
This
Do
is,
you?
thi-
Hold on,
and this
what
is
happened?
obviously unionized. It's very difficult for me to imagine that this hasn't been planned.
Exactly,
they've been
yeah.
waiting. Their negotiations stalled last year in December. They didn't get what they wanted. They're like, you
okay.
know what? Let's wait. Eventually, the border's going to open, and that's when we're going to make our move.
Because
You
nobody
know?
cares about
So
us right
it's
now.
this is just another setback, and what sucks is that businesses are going to suffer from this. The tourism industry is going to suffer from this. In
George,
general,
are they underpaid? Do they have bad working conditions?
apparently, yeah, they asked for better.
What are they asking for? Because I feel like that's the kind of job where you're probably overpaid for being the last line of defense.
I don't know if they're overpaid, man. I mean, think about it. You have an enormous responsibility to pick out someone that may potentially harm your country or your citizens or whatever. And
Enough about Trudeau. Keep talking about the story here.
anyway, so look, their demands basically included a higher pay.
No shit.
They want to have the ability to carry their guns in areas like the airports, and also they
Wait,
want.
what? Wait. Why? In case one of these unvaccinated people come near me. What are they talking about, bro? This is crazy.
Why do they want
I
guns
don't
at the
know.
airport?
I'm just giving you the list of their demands.
Don't they already have guns?
They carry guns at the border, but when they go into airports or wherever, if they have to be stationed anywhere else, apparently they can't. I don't know.
And how
So-
often have they needed to use them at the airports here?
I don't know, guys. I'm just giving you the list of things that they're demanding.
I don't
So
understand. We're disarming the police, but we're giving the border guys guns at the airport? This seems crazy.
I don't know.
It's
So
very
they
crazy.
want,
They're already assholes. You don't need them armed with fucking shotguns.
Absolutely not.
they want a higher pay. They want to be able to carry their guns.
You know what?
And-
I want those same things.
Yeah, they also want to address issues like a toxic workplace that they work in. They
They
want-
made it toxic. They're carrying
have
guns
guns.
around, demanding raises and yelling at people.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, in certain areas or across the border, the environment is toxic. They want it to be recognized. Anyway,
Like the American
negotiations-
guards are giving them a hard time? They're bullying them? What?
guys, I don't know, man. I'm just giving you the story. I mean, look, what this is gonna do.
Nice toque, homo. They're just-
Look, if they go on strike and if this actually ends up happening, I mean, obviously it's gonna slow down the traffic at
Yo,
the
what
border.
the fuck? I just want to go to Target and get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I need bed sheets and a sandwich. When is this going to happen for me, George?
I don't know, man. I mean, look, their union and the Customs and Immigration Union, they pretty much said that they could begin as soon as August 6th. It's exactly on the day that the government announced that the borders will be reopening. So obviously this is all planned. It's close to 9,000 members across the border that are going to take part in this. Like I said, the contract negotiations had ended in December. They were unsuccessful, obviously. The government says that, look, we're willing to go back on the table if they're willing to negotiate again. I'm not sure what's going to happen. It just feels as though now that we're, about a week out from the border reopening, I think the government, I think they're doing the right thing. They're pressuring the government the right way. We'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work, well, then screw the border. Nobody's going to be able to go in or out. Or if they do, they'll take hours to cross through. So there you have it.
So what's happening? I heard yesterday people talking, I don't know how true it is, that the U.S. is in panic. There's new variants and everyone's dying and they're getting... Is that true?
They're worried about I think it's a Delta variant, and they're coming back on some decisions that they had made. Even fully vaccinated people now, I think from what I read, I didn't look into it very much, but they're going to impose the masks again and all that stuff. So people are up at our arms like, what the fuck is going on with you? We got vaccinated. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, how good are these vaccines?
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, it's the possibility of transmitting it. Even if you're vaccinated, you can still catch it. Look, I'm so tired. I'm so honestly, with this whole vaccine thing. I don't know about you. I'm just fed up. Every fucking week, there's something new. And there's something new. Actually, now that you brought up, I was going to talk about it later, but we're going to talk about it now if you guys want. It's linked to this. There's issues here in Quebec as well because the U.S. government, they don't recognize mixed vaccinations. So for anyone here that got the AstraZeneca...
Or marriages.
So for anyone here that got the AstraZeneca and then got Moderna or Pfizer, they can't go into the U.S. The U.S. doesn't recognize it. So the government came out here and said, well, we're going to give you a third vaccination, like a third shot.
This is insane.
Of whatever the second shot was. So let's say you got AstraZeneca and then it followed up with a Moderna. We'll give you a third shot of Moderna so that you can have two. So, and there's more and more confusion now. They're suggesting that, and especially for the people.
Christine, 99% of the deaths says in the U.S. were non-vax, maybe even closer to 100, especially considering that when most of them were dying,
there was no vaccine.
Statistics can be misleading. Carry on, George.
So it is the opposition here in Quebec. They're requesting, clarifications from the health minister as to why he hasn't yet made any pressures to the federal government in order for all the states to recognize Quebec's mixed vaccination. Apparently, it has been done in Ontario. So I don't know why the states recognize that in Ontario, not in Quebec. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. There still isn't any international consensus on the criteria for a person to be considered adequately vaccinated.
I just want to understand something. They're forcing everyone to get vaccinated. They're mixing and matching. They don't know what the fuck's going on. This, despite what Jen Psaki tried to say, who lied, the press secretary actually lied to the media when she said that it's a FDA gold standard approved. None of these are. The vaccines.
Oh, okay.
They're not. She just bullshit. I don't know why she thought no one would call her out on it. So anyways, now they're eating shit because of that, because the White House can't just blatantly, even though they do, they can't just bullshit people. Anyways, so they're doing all this, and they're making you go out there saying you got to get this. No, it's good if you mix it. Don't worry if you don't. Take AstraZeneca. Don't take AstraZeneca. Do all this shit. It is crazy. How do they want people to not get frustrated and distrust the government? It is absurd, bro. They're clowns.
It's hard to follow. And look, the Quebec's health department says that in the 10 million doses that have been already administered, there's a little over 3,800 that may possibly need a third dose. And chances are that of those 3,800, they will probably only administer to the people that are willing to travel to the U.S. Because if they stay here, I mean, there's no problem here. We recognize it. So what
that's crazy. It's not about recognizing. It's about effectiveness. If it's just about recognizing, you're all idiots.
So here's the other problem. I mean, we don't know yet what this third dose will do. I mean, do we have any data on 3 vaccinations? Do we have any clinical trials that support 3 vaccinations? Is this just a quick response to satisfy potential travelers to the U.S.? And what sucks is that, time and time again during this last year and a half, we've been asking if the decisions made by the government are backed by science or if they're just politically motivated. Once again, we're still left wondering, I mean, what the hell is going on? Nobody has any clear indication of.
Are you sure? Because there's plenty of regular people on social media that are right away willing to tell you what their scientific research has given them for information. So I don't know.
Their own scientific research?
That's how it is, bro. Everyone's doing their own thing.
You're dropping a deuce, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, whether you're for or against vax or in the middle or whatever, you refuse to listen to to reason. There's no logic behind it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I got vaccinated because I believe that it can help, and I just wanted to get vaccinated. And there's a lot of people that I understand they don't want to. We're having a huge problem here in Quebec, especially with a younger demographic. We're talking about the 17 to...
Yeah, they keep taking fucking pictures of themselves getting blowjobs and sharing it.
You tell me the people with the immune system to handle this don't want to get the vaccine? That's shocking.
It is a little shocking.
What kind of crazy world do we live in?
I don't know, honestly.
By the way, that's anti-science.
I'm like past.
That's anti-science. If you're forcing you know what I mean?
That,
If I'm forcing you to get car insurance when you don't have a car, there's something dumb about that. Yeah, but what about him? He has a car. Okay, so you fucking get it.
You might get a car. There's like a 0.0001% chance that one day you may decide to get a car.
When I get the car, I'll get the insurance.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, that's not a good example.
If I get unhealthy and I have underlying conditions.
I thought you meant if I get the virus,
if they give me diabetes, then I'm rushing to get fucking 8 vaccines.
Diabetes.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm telling you, bro. Come fall, bro. A spike in cases.
Say bro one more time just to make it really good.
A spike in cases, bro.
There you go, bro.
What do you think? We're going to get a spike in cases here in the fall or not?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Guys, I don't know. Look, the vaccination is going very well in Canada.
Sorry, George.
Well,
Hold
the
on.
vaccination
What's your
changes nothing
question?
because if the vaccination, because I said there's going to be a spike in cases. So are you telling me that vaccinated people can't get the virus?
They probably won't even know they have it, so they wouldn't be tested. Therefore, we wouldn't know.
They can.
then what's the problem?
They can.
So why are
transmit
vaccinated
it.
people
what is your
panicking?
question?
Why are vaccinated people panicking?
No, your first question.
Okay, my first question is: do you believe there's going to be a spike in cases in the fall?
So may I elaborate?
Yeah.
Are you asking me if I believe there will actually be a spike in cases, or do I believe that they will tell us there's a spike in cases?
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. George,
Let's
do you
unpack
believe
that.
there will be a spike in cases?
I don't know. This happened last year as well, right? I mean, we had a very calm summer, and then suddenly when school started again, it fucking exploded. The difference now is that we have, over 85% of the population that has gotten their first dose. And I think in Quebec,
It's not that
we
high.
have a little over 50% that has gotten their second dose. It's going well. We're, I think, the best in the world in terms of first vaccines and vaccines administered. So the question is this.
We're number
yes,
one.
if you're vaccinated, you can contract the virus and you can potentially transmit it. But the more, the way I understand it, the more that people are vaccinated, then I guess maybe there isn't a risk.
This is my
That
understanding.
doesn't make any sense. You just said two different things.
Yeah, George did. So, George, this is my understanding of how vaccines in general work, not just this one. It doesn't make you not get the virus. It just makes you not sick.
It teaches you. No, you can still get sick. Just it won't be as
I
bad.
mean,
It
but-
teaches your body to fight it.
Exactly.
The same way you would if you got COVID.
Without any risk of it killing you through COVID symptoms, the risks from the
Well,
virus.
that's not true. There's vaccinated people that we were watching the UK. Remember
Yes,
and
yes.
there was more vaccinated people that died than non-vaccinated people.
Listen to what I said.
Died.
Wait, what do you mean?
We were looking at there was a news broadcast in
But
in
you
England
said just like
right
COVID
now
would,
because
right?
they were talking about the word about the variant because they
Yeah.
showed 200 something people and the majority of them were vaxxed. And then the newscaster was telling people, he goes, just so you know, you still have to be safe out there because even if you get vaccinated, it's not a guarantee. Like, stop fucking around. These guys were vaccinated and they died. So don't fuck around or some shit. Remember we were watching that shit? It was some shit like that.
Some idiots are treating the vaccine and mask like it's a bulletproof vest, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
just sucking.
But what I'm trying to tell you
blowing
is,
dudes in
so
the
there's no
parking lot.
guarantee. You can't tell people that there's a guarantee. It's if you have, there's people who get the flu shot every year and still get the flu and get rattled.
Yeah.
If you don't have a strong immune system, you're predisposed to these type of viruses. You're gonna get rattled. There's no way around it. You're gonna get rattled if your body's not.
You
made
can't
for
say that with any absolute, though.
I can because we have evidence. That's what happens. You have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, but there's also evidence of people with shitty immune systems who have the virus and who have been vaccinated 2 times and are so far fine.
Where? Show me the person who has a shitty immune system and was exposed to the virus
But
and
the
it's fine.
the thing is, you can't know
I can't know what if they have shit immune
if
systems.
they've been exposed to the virus since they've been vaccinated. We just don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
We're just assuming that
Pretty
it's
sure the
okay.
people that are double vaccinated that are dying.
No, I'm
or
not talking
had
about the ones who are dying.
Also,
I'm
I'm
talking about
pretty
the ones
sure
who are not.
100% of the planet at this point has been exposed to the virus. Let's be
That
honest.
doesn't make sense.
Maybe not 100%. There's still remote villages.
Nigeria,
maybe Iceland.
Nigeria is fucking soaring through the pandemic. They've barely had any cases. If you can explain that to me,
Well, they haven't been tested. They're healthy people, bro.
they are being tested.
Yeah, they're healthy
Yeah,
people,
they're just
bro.
like, we live in
Or like
bush.
Greenland. Greenland is very.
I mean, Denmark.
No, Greenland. Actually, when I was playing Plague Inc., it was actually the hardest country to take over with an infection.
Why?
Because them, as soon as they shut down their borders and no planes can go in, they literally have zero contact to the outside world.
That's cool.
Like
But
any
back to
island
reality.
No, but
Back to reality. It's not a guarantee, George. It's not a guarantee.
thinking of
None
Iceland.
of it is a guarantee, but it helps if you, especially for people that aren't normally don't get sick, they're not exposed to a lot of viruses. What this stuff is supposed to do is create an immune response so that your body kind of understands what's going on. So if ever the real one hits you, it's already prepared. It's like, yeah, we dealt with something similar. We're ready. That's what vaccines are. They're not bulletproof vests. They're not magic. So don't expect that if you get and you get sick and whatever.
But yeah, but that's the point. Technically, it should limit hospitalizations, right? And
That's what it should be doing, yeah.
So if the vaccination process is going well in Quebec, why would there, I don't want there to be a spike, and maybe there is, maybe there won't, we don't know.
Poseidon there's no chance in hell that Poseidon didn't get COVID. Now he didn't have it as hard as his coworkers when they all got it, but in November before this whole thing really
yeah,
hit.
I had coworkers who were sick for like a month, bro.
And at the time, nobody realized.
Nobody
We're like,
knew.
I fucking flu.
Well, we were all sick right before COVID. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, I got
Like,
rattled.
I was on an inhaler.
Yeah.
Like I had pneumonia, I had everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't the sickest I've ever been, but I felt pretty shitty.
Yeah, me was the
I still
sickest-
got on an airplane and fucking flew to
Yeah,
Florida.
me was the sickest I had ever been.
No, the sickest I've ever been is when I caught that stupid, weird hand, foot, mouth virus from my kids.
Oh, I don't know.
That George knows. There's like an outbreak happening too right now.
That?
Oh God, for an adult, it's fucking torture.
Yeah, me was the
My
worst
hands
thing.
felt like they were on fire. My hands and my feet.
But me, it lasted the hard stuff lasted 4 or 5 days. All that shit, and then I started to.
The hard stuff was 4 or 5 days, and then the lingering just kind of like.
Me
cough.
it was like the craziest flu I ever had. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's how I would describe
Yeah,
it.
but I never lost taste or smell.
No,
I
me
still have any
neither.
of that stuff.
But again, to get back to your question, if considering the number of vaccinations that are being administered right now, we're doing very well. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I mean, do you think, is it possible that hospitalizations are going to go up? I mean, I don't see how that could be possible. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. But when you see it in the fall, they say, oh, cases are rising, right? That's what I'm saying. You have to take it with a grain of salt. So I'll give you an example. Most people that go in don't need to go in. They panic because of the news, because like I said, people were getting this when we weren't hearing about it in the news. This guy's entire fucking fleet of workers were out for a month, right? But nobody went to hospital. Nobody like, fuck, I just have a crazy flu, right? But the second the news said, you're dying, you're going to die, right? Even though you weren't in the danger category, everyone panicked and rushed to the hospital. I remember me with my girlfriend, she had stomach pain. She thought maybe...
I remember this shit.
What's it called?
Appendicitis.
Yeah, she thought it was her appendix was going to burst something. So we went there, and it was all COVID questions in the beginning to get in. And everyone with a headache, with a sore throat, everyone was there because they thought they had COVID. They wanted
thing, everyone rushed to the hospital.
And our hospitals, the truth is, we don't take care of them. Government-wise, we don't have the staff. Our hospitals here, the workers that get fucked over the most, I think, public workers in Quebec are probably teachers and hospital workers.
No.
The most get rattled. So these guys are there and they're having to deal with, first of all, immigrants that can't speak either language, and they're frustrated. They're like, wait, what is he saying about his head? Is his head exploding? Is he hurting?
Yeah,
They're
like, sir, have you traveled in the last 6 weeks? My name Parvesh.
Yeah. So by
know,
the
like-
time they get through to everyone, dude, there could be someone with a serious case that can't breathe. That's not gonna. That's
Did
why.
you go during the darkest parts of
Yes,
the pandemic?
yes.
Did you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I went to the hospital, and I had to lie to get in because she was trying to text me from inside because they were like, oh, they're gonna do surgery on her. They're gonna open her up. I
They
went in
don't
to
open
stop
up,
her.
They do it with the thing.
Whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they do.
But that's fucked up, bro. Hospitals do this bullshit all the fucking
Yeah, but
time,
I
bro.
stopped it from happening. I said, no, we're going to the hospital because it's the worst
backtrack.
hospital.
I want to hear this story. What hospital was this?
The one on Gouin.
Okay, terrible hospital. Go
Exactly.
on. Terrible.
That's why.
You don't
So-
go to a French hospital. What's wrong with
It was
you?
close. So here's what happened. In order to get in, because they weren't letting, like, you have to get
Go
in.
to the Jewish.
I just
Always.
walked in.
Always.
Yeah, I know.
Always go to the
I know,
Jewish.
but it was just, dude. She said, I thought she was gonna die, bro. I don't know. Fucking, I remember my buddy's sister, Milton's sister, had that once, and when they got to the hospital,
Yeah, the
they had
appendix is
just
fucked.
took it out, and they go, if any longer,
you get sepsis, you die.
could have died.
Yeah.
So I got scared, so I brought her there, anyways. So in order to get in, because they don't let visitors in, right? I walked up front. The guy's like, what's the matter? You have a headache? I go, yeah, bro, my back's hurting. I got all kinds of pain. And so he put me in, and then I snuck into where she was. I was like, "What's going on here?" And she's like, get up. We're getting the fuck out of here. We're going to a good hospital." Yeah. Yeah, and I kidnapped her.
Can I tell you a really dark? It'll kind of.
I'm just saying, if I had done what.
Hold on. Which other hospital? You went to another hospital?
Then it was to go to the Jewish, but we waited and everything went down, and we didn't go anywhere.
I guess she was fine.
We didn't go anywhere. But the point is, had I not done that, had I done what everybody does, is just sit there, don't use common sense, listen, she would have lost her appendix or whatever the fuck it was for no reason, right? Because they didn't know, and they weren't even sure. They were like young, they were just talking. I was like, fuck that. She felt uneasy too. So I said, no, we're getting it. This is a shitty hospital.
Yeah,
the point is, you don't just use some common sense. Just think about it.
Fucking George lives in Brossard. He still comes in to go to the Jewish.
Bro, one time I went for a blood test, bro, and the guy fucking couldn't find the fucking vein, bro. Pricked me fucking 100 fucking times, bro.
That happens, but that's not their fault. That's your fault.
You want to hear something? Like, this is a fucked up story, and it'll probably shift the mood. My grandmother passed away at that hospital. She had an embolism. She was rushed by ambulance. Okay. We arrived there at 10 in the morning. They told us, okay, we've stabilized her.
That's so fucking crazy. And you live right next to the Jewish.
No, they lived up there in Ville-Saint-Laurent, my grandparents. Okay. This is 10 years ago or 12 years ago. And so we were waiting. They're telling us she's doing good. She should be awake soon. We're waiting. We're starting to get in a better mood. The whole family's there. We're just waiting to go see her. This weird one-armed priest comes out to tell us what a great lady she is. She's kind of awake and talking, whatever. Then we find out after 7 hours of being at the hospital, they had fucked up the file. My grandmother had passed away at 10 in the morning. We had just been waiting around.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Bro, somebody,
think about
if
that.
I was in your
think
shoes,
about that
somebody would have copped a beating.
Yeah.
I thought someone was going through that.
Somebody would have caught
We
these
took
hands.
that as high as it could go after, like, once everything settled down, my dad went after them. Not legally, but, like, to make sure people were fired.
But point is, when I see this every day, like, everyone's arguing about dumb, like, no one's using common sense. It's like, I don't believe in the government, but whatever the government says, I'll do. Well, you can't do both. You know what I mean? You're an idiot because you're not listening to the government and you're using critical thinking. Or it's just, what the fuck? Everyone should be using critical thinking. Why would you listen to me? Why would you listen to Phil? Why would you listen to fucking Trudeau? Trudeau's a drama teacher.
Is he?
Think about it. Go to your doctor. Ask a goddamn doctor, bro.
I thought he was a ski
Talk to a
instructor.
fucking doctor.
I trust my doctor.
Yeah, talk to your fucking doctor. Talk to people who know, bro. What are you doing?
This is what my doctor told me about
The news
vaccines.
people, the anchors don't know shit. They're reading off a fucking prompter. Go ask your doctor if you have doctor questions. If you have mechanic questions, go to a fucking mechanic. You idiots.
What does your family doctor say about vaccines, or you don't have a
I'm
family
gonna go
doctor?
fuck myself.
Did he?
No,
Please, sir, please put your pants back on. You're being inappropriate.
Well, I was told personally, not to rush. Same theory that I had. It's like, nah, you're not in that. Don't rush.
Yeah.
Calm down. Don't panic. And I also the theory's still out. I guaranteed probably had it when I thought I had it.
My doctor's advice was the greatest advice I've ever heard, which was, what the fuck do you care? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, just fucking get it so you can go on vacation. You have 2 kids. What's the worst that could happen? I was like, all right, that's fair.
I probably got it and was...
I like the guy's logic. He's not like pushing it on me. He was like, who the fuck cares?
I probably got it and was asymptomatic.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't asymptomatic. You had some symptoms. You just didn't have them hard. You
just have a lot of symptoms from other kinds of mental spectrum.
No, but you had, because at the time you were a little fucked up, but you weren't like me where I was fucking out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go take a Tylenol.
Go.
My neck is killing me.
But yeah, also find definitely like they said, definitely try to, if you have a family doctor, hopefully it's not some person who right away just prescribes pills. If they're just pushing shit to you, that's not what you want. You want one of those critical people that are like, fucking lose some weight. You need those guys.
But the other problem is that a lot of family doctors, they didn't close their offices, but they limited the hours, right? They didn't want potential COVID patients to be coming in there, and they wanted to just go straight to the hospital. So I know that my family doctor, he was open maybe a couple days a week rather than 5 or whatever. So they weren't even taking in patients. So automatically, even for a headache, you can't go to your doctor because his office is closed. The guy's going to fucking anal swap you to see if, with all these questions, what the hell's going on with you. So obviously you're ending up in the hospital.
Look, I'm going to say one thing, bro. I'm going to say one thing about the whole COVID infection thing. During the time when it was at its peak, let's say, when everything was closed, the homeless people were still out. These bums were out there touching each other, living in the streets. And I still see the same bums that I saw then when Poseidon was out with his camera, and they're still alive. So if their immune system can handle that shit and yours can't, I think it says more about your immune system.
Somebody who was addicted to crack, probably, or heroin.
I don't know, man.
Imagine we find out heroin's the best preventative. Or crack. Like, you really want to avoid this. You just smoke some crack. That would be kind of amazing. Also, another thing, it's a joke I'm working on stage. I don't, you know how you have to get the vaccine to be safe. You know what I want to know? Remember when Trump got COVID?
Yeah.
Remember when he went, no, hold on, listen to me. Remember when he went to the hospital? They treated him with, what was it, ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, I believe it's called, all that stuff. Yeah. Trump is on a steady diet of cheeseburgers and awesome tweets. That's his diet. And he's what, 80? Almost. So whatever the fuck they gave him, I'd rather have that, okay? But instead they're giving a shit that wasn't even around when he went to the hospital. So I'm just saying. Give me whatever you gave a guy whose immune system shouldn't be able to handle this. Is that a conspiracy theory now? People can tell me,
no, but it's all.
Am I saying something illogical? George, just tell me.
I think it all just comes down to, I think there's just a very, very big money involved in this bullshit. And it all comes down to that at the end of the fucking day.
No, there is that too. But here's the other thing you have to remember. Big Pharma obviously wants to make money. So they don't want to kill you. They need you around. But it's not a nefarious...
We're going to kill the whole world.
Yeah, it's not a nefarious, we're going to kill the whole world, because it doesn't benefit them. Could it be a nefarious? There's not that much of a difference. Just take it. Of course, like, a lot of stuff is borderline whatever, so they can make money. That I'll believe. But fucking take care of yourself first. Then think about what you're doing. And if you're going to travel, you're going to need it at this point, because that's the way the rules are. So just think about it beforehand, because if you have to take two, I think you need a month apart or some shit before they let you take another one. Try and ask not to mix in case you're going to the fucking States. Shit like that. Look out for yourself in that sense. I mean, that's done now. But don't live in fucking fear. Don't live in panic and all that shit, man. Don't turn off the fucking news. That's all they do is scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I panicked in the beginning.
I know, we all did in the beginning. We didn't know any better.
No, it broke me. I was fucked up for months.
I thought it was the apocalypse, bro.
It was the apocalypse.
I
like saying it was, because that way I can say I survived.
I thought
population reduction, though. I'm not saying Big Pharma wants it, but in terms of global control, it makes sense that they would want to reduce the population. It's way easier to control it for less, because now we're a lot and we're rebellious. So that I don't know if this would kill you. Maybe one out of whatever, but anything you take has a chance of sterilizing you. Most of the shit has it. Like anything that you introduce to your system could fuck around. So it may not be because of this that they're doing it, but population reduction, it keeps coming up in conversations because it is something that would benefit, but there's too many people involved to keep that secret. If that was the plan, somebody would come out and rat them. Yeah. I don't think it's that. But you know how they could do population reduction? They don't even need to sterilize you. Keeping you inside so you don't meet new people, and you stay home and you jerk off, less chance of you having a kid, right? They have different methods of taking the population down. I
read yesterday that men who ejaculate more than 21 times a month lower their risk of prostate cancer by like 50%.
I think that's burkaka.
Why?
It's come out and hold on, that it was burkaka.
Wait, hold on. What did Captain YOLO say, George?
Oh yeah, I wanted to bring that up, but we were on a roll. Can we, George? Captain YOLO's asking, can we pass legislation on having 10 paid sick days here in Quebec, please? That would be incredibly helpful in general.
Why did he say please like that?
He's a polite gentleman.
He's a very polite
Captain YOLO.
He's not a piece of shit like us.
No, Poseidon said please.
Please don't.
Please, Judge.
I don't know. I don't know if that's even in the works. I mean, how many paid sick days do we have now? What is it?
Depends on your job. No? I always thought it depended on the employer more than anything. Or is it a government thing?
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about the public sector.
I had 10 when I was... No, 8 at the CLSC. Excuse me.
I have no idea what it's at now, and if there's any plans on having that.
Captain YOLO, this seemed like a poor investment. George doesn't know. We're sorry.
No, I mean I can see how beneficial. Only 2, he says. Okay,
I think they're tricking you. Tricky.
2 seems a little low there.
Oh, 8 unpaid. That's right.
Yeah. Point is, guys, I'm telling you, for everything that's going on, I think if there's population reduction afoot, it's not going to be as overt as this, because it's too easy to tell, right? You wait a couple of months, you see that people got vaccinated, can't have kids or whatever. You panic and you don't take it. That's not what they're going to do. If they wanted population reduction, they're going to do the methods. First of all the shit we eat is poisoning the fuck out of us. This is the time I remember when I was little or younger, even 10 years ago, I remember hearing about so many people having trouble having kids. And this was way before the vaccine, way before everything. It's not, it's all the shit we take in. Plus now, with all the isolation and you're alone, why would they need to sterilize you? You're not going to have a kid. You're alone jerking off in your apartment.
What's that movie with
You're not going to have a kid.
That movie with Bruce Willis where they live in a simulation? Remember that?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
Surrogates.
Surrogates. That's what they're trying to do. You live in a VR world. That's definitely on the way. Now, whether it's a nefarious plan or the way we're doing things, it's going to get there. Whether you like it or not, yeah, population is going to go down, except to communities that are like take that shit really seriously, for sure. Just the way we live now.
So what are you saying? The Hasids are just going to blow up? Lots of kids? More kids?
A lot. Yeah, if it's culturally, you're forcing yourself to do it, you're going to be more active. But now, the way culture is here, again, the distance, the Zoom, the stay in, you don't meet new people. There's no way for you to have kids. Alone, you're not going to make a baby. So they're already...
hard as you may try.
Yeah, you can be the most fucking virile cock on the planet. If you don't meet anyone else and you can't have a baby, it doesn't matter. They don't need to go to the extent of sterilizing you. They've conditioned the world around you to not give a fuck. Because they were talking about it. We had a whole article about how Tinder, instead of improving young kids' lives of like having sex, young men were being virgins till 28, 29 now. They're...
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a different world, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
28, 29?
Yeah, because of porn, and this was before the pandemic. This was pre-lockdown.
My dick would have exploded out of my body.
Yeah.
28 years old.
Yeah, they're at home jacking. They have more access to pornography.
Oh, they're jacking off, yeah.
They're talking to people online. It's so I'm just saying, they have the population is going to be reduced whether you like it or not, and they have their methods. It's nothing is going to ever be as overt as you have to get sterilized, you're going to get the shot, because too many people would notice.
Is that even population control, or is it just us doing things as a culture that we never thought ahead about?
But it is population control, because we don't, it's been shown now that people have commandeered the culture. People create pop culture now. Pop culture used to be created by the rebels.
Yeah.
But now it's all mass media that pushes it to you. You know, this
Marketing.
this is who should be popular this week. This is who should, it's not who the people would choose to bring up. It's who they're given.
I think it's crazy that we got something like the internet, which gave us so much power, and it turned into the thing that like depowers us the most.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah, they turned it against us.
They turned it against us quick. But
We turned it against ourselves.
yeah, it's our fault too, because like I said, we're too dumb. We're too fucking stupid. We listen. For some reason, if someone's wearing a suit and a tie, we assume legitimacy. And we listen to it. Yeah, like newscasters. Dude, newscasters used to be, now they're more ridiculed.
Yeah.
But before, it used to be like, this guy's telling the news, which is no longer news. They must be right. And they're buffoons reading a teleprompter. It's the same thing as having a supermodel talk. They're air.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a figurehead. They're not reporting. They're not going out there investigating. They're just repeating what the fuck their producer told them to say.
The scariest part is TikTok, because TikTok, what it does, like I had a client reach out to me that said, I want to produce a series of TikTok challenges. And I was like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Like the point of that is to do it yourself, right? He's like, yeah, but I want it to look really produced. I go, then you've missed the point of TikTok, right? So the thing is, these like raw videos, when it was still Musically, it was just user generated, right? Like it was just people doing whatever. But when it got big, companies realized if you just give a shit ton of money to these influencers and you let them do garbage on their own, it looks like it's not branded content. It looks like they're just doing it, but really, we can have them do whatever we want. I mean, I read stories in Greece of like rappers.
Well, one thing, just because I just saw in the chat,
Corona.
someone saying about exercising. Yeah, guys, as much as you can, even me, dude. I'm going at night and I'm fucking jogging. I'm drinking more water. I'm trying to, cut down sugars, breads.
I started the walk-ins.
Start with yourself. Try as much. I know it's fucking tough, but try as much as you can to stay strong and healthy. Because there's so much pollution around us. There's so much shit that's in the fucking food that we eat. There's so much garbage.
Have you seen the air lately? How bad it is. There's smog warning.
That was because of the forest fires, though.
It's not only
of which I apologize 3 times for. I don't know why you have to bring that shit up again.
No, but like I don't remember growing up in Montreal ever having smog warnings.
There were.
Yeah, in the summers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. But just try to take care of yourselves a bit. And don't panic. Do what you got to do, but assume your decisions. But don't fucking panic. Don't let them. The people that are telling you to panic are still here with you. You know what I mean? Like these newscasters, like everyone's dying, coronavirus. Like, yeah, they're still around, so shut the fuck up.
I like No Fun, No Hope because
I look at the name.
Their screen name, their handle is completely anathema to what they said, which is, don't worry, it'll be fine. He has lots of hope.
Lots of hope.
Lots of hope. They're like, it'll self-correct. Don't worry about it. Don't panic.
No, you should have hope because it's easier to control you if you're panicking and you're destitute and you're
Destituto.
Yeah, you think it's all done and you have nothing, because then you'll accept whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's better to just try to stay focused, take care of yourself, make sure you're working if you can, stay healthy.
I've just given up on any kind of like mass change that I can power. I'm just gonna do my thing.
That's what I'm saying. But if I could say some, it's just don't, because I see people do it. I have some friends that all they do is the news. And even Green Room, I have some comedian friends that were talking the other day, and they were just panicking, like, oh, the news and the states, they're being overrun, and it's gonna come here, we're all gonna die. And I was like, shut the fuck up, shut up, stupid. Turn off the fucking news.
By the way,
there's news that came out a couple of days ago about all these companies that produce these products they put on all the
dildos.
No, on the farms, basically. All the, what the fuck are they called?
Oh, the dildos for the cows so they can have sex.
Wait, are you talking about like hormones and all that shit?
Yeah, all these
antibiotics and shit. Yeah,
all these stupid products, the pesticides that they put in that are used in the farms. They want to increase. I can't remember what kind of fungicide or whatever they want to do it, and people are freaking out. They're like, we can't do that. I mean, we don't even know what kind of health consequences this could have. And then you have Health Canada that came out and said, well, we don't believe that it's going to have any repercussions on people's health. I don't know, man. See, this is what I have problem trusting, right? When we know already the companies like Monsanto and all these big companies, and we've seen the health risks that are associated with their products, and then you have Health Canada saying, oh no, if we increase the fungicide, or I can't remember exactly.
Why are we killing all the fun? I don't understand. What's the purpose of this?
So yeah, it's funny.
Did you just get that now?
No, just his reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mr. Potato Head. Look at you, like a spud, all shaven.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I have a feeling that, all these immigrants that came here, they knew something about having their own little garden in the back of their house. They had their own produce. Right now, we have no idea what we're consuming, and it could potentially have huge consequences. Like, honestly, that concerns me a lot.
I mean, it would. You live on the farm, so I get
Christine
it.
just called January 6th an insurrection.
What?
I mean, that's how it's popularly referred to, the insurrection.
This is... Bro, that guy with the fucking... That was it, the unicorn helmet?
No, the Viking helmet.
The Viking... They're taking selfies. Jesus Christ.
I mean...
This is absurd.
Does an insurrection have to be successful and well-planned to be considered an insurrection?
The well-planned and with the goal of taking over the government.
What was the goal? The goal was to stop the vote, right?
The goal was to take selfies, apparently, because that's what they did. They took selfies.
Fair.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the...
I'm still going to call it an insurrection. It's more fun.
The FBI...
Get me off screen 2 seconds. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Don't be like that guy from the government, huh?
Did you see that report you saw with Schultz and stuff? You saw even Alex Jones told them with a megaphone, "What are you doing?" Alex Jones, bro. Alex Jones was like, "What are you fucking idiots doing? Don't go into the Capitol. What are you, stupid? What are you doing?" Even Alex Jones was like, "Are you guys insane?" Yeah. It was cosplayers. Yeah. The insurrection, bro. The insurrection.
It's completely crazy. Do you remember seeing the FBI agent seizing the Lego set of the Capitol building?
Oh fuck, bro! It's a farce.
Insane.
You didn't see that shit?
No.
You didn't see that shit? Fuck.
Show me after. But now that you said Schultz, I watched, I guess it's from his podcast, Chris D'Elia. He was going on about Jeff Bezos. And
I know, Christine. I know that's what they're calling it. It is crazy. They also said it's worse than 9/11. Bro, you know how fucking insane.
Okay,
what?
First of all, if I had a family member that died during 9/11, bro, I'd go around smacking these people.
It's worse than 9/11,
every
bro.
single one of them. You fucking clown.
9/11, yeah, shitload of people died. It started a couple of wars. But did you see someone with a Viking helmet?
What does it say here? Roti is a fairer label. I like a good roti. No, not roti. Reutz. That's Reutz.
What's Reutz?
I think it means riots.
I know. I'm just fucking with them.
But
I do like rotis. They're delicious.
there was a shit ton of riots in the country before. Nothing. My God, bro, the media needs to sensationalize.
Roids are what they're called in the UK. They're
oh,
fucking roids.
I feel like we gotta calm down, bro. Wasn't there like a bunch of shit happening in the 90s too and in the 70s and the 80s?
Bro, that was just black people rising up. It's different. It's not the same. It's fucking movement. It's not a fucking insurrection.
What were you gonna say?
I'm just fucking around.
No, I'm just saying
You get so confused.
there's been riots every fucking decade. There's like some kind of crazy riot. I feel like we should calm down, bro.
There was
Like,
more violence here. There was more people here at the Olympic Stadium when the Metallica Guns N' Roses concert in '93 went awry, that were rioting and breaking shit, than there was at the Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, the Viking hat. Anyways, back to Chris D'Elia, the weirdo.
What did he do?
So he has a podcast now, apparently.
He always had a podcast.
Did
Yeah, he
he?
had it for a while. Yeah.
I watched.
Congratulations, with Chris D'Elia.
I've watched the clip of it. It was the most uncomfortably out of touch thing I've ever seen.
What are you talking about? What was he talking about?
It
COVID?
felt like he was just talking about Bezos, but I mean, it was weird. Like, I don't know. Do you like Chris D'Elia as like? Do you like his work? Like, do you like his body of work?
We haven't had the best of
Not
meetings.
personally. I mean, do you like the kind of comedy he does?
It's okay. I mean, it
It's
doesn't.
fine. This
whatever.
was.
I don't give a shit.
It was so cringy. He was just like, oh, he's wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat. I'm like, what is happening? Is he fucking having a stroke?
That's his
I've
fans.
never
That's what they
seen-
like. They like that.
I've never seen someone. No, it wasn't that stuff. It was something else, man. I haven't seen a comic who was big so recently become so irrelevant so quickly ever before. It was just really weird. It felt like an old guy trying to understand the internet.
Is he still doing comedy, Chris D'Elia?
I guess. I don't know. It was from his podcast. It was just very strange. I mean, like, it was very strange. I don't know why I
No,
brought
he
it
has a
up.
website. I'm curious.
I mean, congratulations to Chris D'Elia. It's a real pod. It's been around for a while.
No, it is. It was on his Instagram. He shared because Bezos came back from fucking space wearing.
Are you just defending your homie Bezos again? Is this the bald unites thing again?
No, Jorgensen, Jeff Jorgensen.
Are
That's
you,
his real
are
name.
you really?
Yeah, his real name is Jorgensen.
Why did you change to Bezos?
His adopted father's name was Bezos.
Oh.
His real dad was a dick, apparently. I don't know. I was
Basil.
watching a whole thing about it the other day. They went and they tracked down his real father, and he's like, "Yeah,
I have shares, early shares in Amazon.
No, he goes, I haven't seen him since he was 3 years old.
What's he up to?
He died now.
No, that would be funny. What's the kid up to?
He wasn't aware of him at all. Didn't know it was him.
Oh, that's
What
funny.
the fuck is that? And this is before he was like a bajillionaire. He was like only a 27 billionaire.
How funny would that be? His yeah, they go meet him like, yeah, it was I gave him up he's a handful. He was a handful. What's that kid up to? He's the richest man on the planet. Okay, all jokes aside, what's that little fucker up to?
No, I don't think it was like he walked out on them. I think it was like they got teenage pregnancy situation.
Hold on.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, that was huge panic.
What are they saying? Chris is cringe as fuck. Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
Which is cringe as
The
fuck.
phallic rocket is awesome though. Bezos' rocket.
Christine, do you think it's cringe as fuck? D'Elia.
It wasn't Christine.
Oh, who said?
It was Frank.
Frank, do you think it's cringe as fuck? Like the way he's saying it, like what you just said, like, meh, or do you think it's cringe as fuck that he's talking about it? Like, what part is cringe?
You have to experience it.
I
It
have
was
to watch it,
really-
huh?
It was really weird, and the timing was confusing.
I feel bad.
It felt like someone told him, "You have to do this, or we'll kill you." And he's like,
Yeah, that's what it
"Okay."
feels like. Yeah, that's what you're
'Cause
talking.
I used to be very amused by him. Like,
I've never been a fan, but I still feel like I don't know. I feel bad to see people. I don't know.
look. I wasn't a huge fan of his work, but like his white girl impressions amuse me. They make me laugh.
Yeah.
They're funny. They have their their stickiness, but still, like he's not funny.
So they have their stickiness, all right.
Okay. What the fuck is this? You guys wanna move on to some other news?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I want to talk to you about something, and we've spoken about this earlier. I think late last year, with respect to Cyprus and Turkey and those relations over there, and the fact that Turkey had plans on going into a section of it's a fenced out area called the Varosha in Cyprus, and they wanted to start developing it again. And
Hold on, I gotta read what Christine wrote so we could laugh.
What?
It changed their definition. Fucking NASA's like, fuck you, bro. Read that.
No. Okay, I think I read that the U.S. changed the definition of astronaut on the day of Bezos' flight, and since he didn't go to a certain height, he's not an astronaut.
Yeah. That's amazing. He's like, I'm an astronaut. The fuck you is.
They're so petty.
I appreciate that.
I love
it's
it.
like, fuck you. You're just a rich guy. You're not an astronaut.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like if you're going around shooting at target practice, you're not a soldier. You're not a Marine. I like that. That's fucking funny. Carry on, George. Play on, player.
Oh yeah, so back to Cyprus and Varosha, and this is just to get everyone on board here. This is a fenced out area in the eastern part of the island that is protected under United Nations resolutions. Nothing can happen there, and Turkey has been making plans of repopulating that area and developing it. And it came out recently. I read that what they really want to do is build a permanent drone base in Varosha. So there you have it. So on the 20th of July, so last week, Turkey officially came in, opened Varosha, and they're starting their development projects. And it's a symbolic thing. Like the 20th of July is the day that Turkey invaded Cyprus in 1974.
Maybe they weren't familiar with the date. They didn't realize.
I don't think so. So they chose that exact day to say, you know what, we're coming into Varosha and we're moving forward with our development project. So obviously the move was immediately condemned by the U.S. Then the United Nations Security Council came out to condemn it as well. Yesterday, in a joint statement, all the EU member states called the actions unacceptable, and that it's the main obstacle to normalizing relations with Turkey. Also, they threatened retaliatory measures if Turkey wouldn't back off. I know that the EU's foreign affairs ministers are scheduled to meet soon in order to discuss what kind of measures will be implemented. We'll see how this will develop. It's funny because in the last 1 or 2 years, Turkey has been really isolated diplomatically, and they're experiencing major economic difficulties. Ankara has expressed repeatedly a will to normalize the relations with the EU, but the European leaders, they've imposed their conditions, and one of them is a comprehensive settlement of the Cyprus problem. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen over there. It's serious, the fact that these guys are just unilaterally making decisions, completely ignoring international laws that protect.
Well, isn't it more serious that the powers that be aren't stepping in? That's more serious.
Well, we don't know. I mean, this is still relatively new, right? It just happened a week ago, and some of the biggest powers have come out condemning. Of course, I'm still waiting to hear what, if Canada's going to ever make an official statement, because they're absent. I mean, the U.S. came out vividly against it, the UN Security Council.
George
now
is
the European
on Twitter every day. Like, have you guys noticed this? He's just constantly calling out Justin Trudeau about this.
I've been trolling fucker. Because it just makes no sense. It's like, come on.
You're Cypriot, right, George? Your mom is Cypriot.
My mom is from Cyprus, yeah. So when are you going to stand up to this guy? And at the same time, I mean, we've spoken about Turkey's strategy. I don't think they give a fuck anymore. I think they're just looking for any pretext to, to fan the flame in their country about anti-Western values or anti-US, anti-NATO, anti-anything, so that Erdogan can just move forward with his agenda. I think it's a very dangerous move. A permanent drone base in the middle of the Mediterranean, controlled by Turkey, who has been recently making alliances with Pakistan and all these Islamist nations.
Yeah,
is a little scary.
They had they had that alliance. It was Azerbaijan, Pakistan, and Turkey.
The stands in Turkey, yeah.
Yeah. I know because some of their fans were tweeting at me one day.
Were they?
They said they're going to cut my head off and the rest of the Greeks.
Yeah, they don't like you, huh?
No, they don't like me.
That's okay.
Yeah. I kind of appreciate that if hardcore Islamists hate me, I feel like I'm doing something right. Because regular Muslims love me, so.
That's true.
I'm doing something right.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
Small segue. Have you ever seen Ottoman on Netflix?
No. But I'm going to purchase one because I want one where I could sit in the front and I could put my shoes on, but also I could open it to put stuff in.
This is why you need a in your fucking bag. Don't look for it now. Don't do it. I was watching it because I was curious. I was late at night. I was like, you know what? I love this era of history. I want to see what's going on in Constantinople. Produced by Turkish people.
Oh, God, this propaganda.
Funded by the Turkish government. historically, so far, pretty accurate.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like that.
So far, so good. Except
Yeah.
every single major Greek character, because it's half documentary,
Is black.
No, is super like, how are we gonna make some more money? Like they're super.
Oh, they made him
sexy.
like a stereotypical World War I Jewish figure.
Yeah. Thank you
Oh,
for saying it. I didn't want to.
Oh, that's
But
hilarious.
like even like the what were they called?
It took Turkey 100 years to catch up to everyone else's propaganda.
I mean, I was watching it. I was like, why are they meeting in this skeevy bar? Like the Grand Vizier of the Ottoman Empire and what were they called? Notaras. Like he was like the prime minister. Like he had that kind of power under the king. He was an archduke or something. Anyways. And they're having this like skeevy, like Lord of the Rings style meeting, like or Winterfell style, and they're like, "How much money can we make?" And then the documentary comes in, and Doctor like Sigli good. He says, "He was most rich man in all of Balkans at time. He was looking to make money." Cuts back to a scene. I'm like, "What is happening here? Like, what the fuck?"
What just happened?
I have to say, extremely entertaining.
Really? Okay.
Scared, like worries me how dangerous it could be as a propaganda piece, but also very entertaining.
I
Which
like I
most
said,
good propaganda is.
that's why you have to make own education so you don't get propagated on top.
Don't
of.
want to be propagated.
You know what I like? I've been watching. There's a new season of the movies that made us,
Oh, I love that thing.
and they have Back to the Future.
That was not from the old season.
No, Jurassic
no.
Park. Forrest Gump
Forrest Gump, eh?
and Pretty Woman.
For me, that's not a generational
It's a
film.
It's a fun episode.
Yeah?
Yeah, you learn a lot.
I'm gonna
yeah.
watch the Back to the
What is
Future
it? This is a
one.
series, the movies that made us?
It
Yeah.
goes back to movies from your childhood, and it tells you the story of how they were made. The most interesting one was Home Alone.
Home Alone was amazing. Yeah.
So interesting. Like
This is what? It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, so dude, Home Alone,
So,
the
George,
house
you
in the Home
turn on
Alone
the
one.
TV and it's
Yeah,
the red
yeah.
one, George. You can call me if you get confused.
Bro,
I
Home
have-
Alone, the
I
house.
take that black thing, the plastic thing with the
Look what he's
button.
doing with his hand. The black thing with the plastic.
black thing. Yeah. But
Fucking George!
the house in Home Alone, the
damn.
first one, wasn't even a real house. They built it
Yeah.
inside a school gymnasium.
Yeah. Well, don't spoil it for me.
Oh,
You
sorry,
gotta watch
George.
it.
Yeah.
That's really good, and also Explained is also a really good series on Netflix.
I
Like it's
remember
like short
somebody
episodes.
saying- I remember somebody saying that the house in
Yeah, there's also Christine says the toys that made us. That was amazing too.
in TMR.
No, that's not absolutely not true.
I've heard that so many times.
That's
It was
one of those
house in
Park
TMR.
X myths.
Wait, what did he hear?
That the house from Home Alone is a house in TMR.
It's a house in Chicago. Listen, George.
The outside is real. The inside is
George,
fake.
I hate CNN. So if you're gonna come here and like CNN, do some of this misinformation
I've heard it
nonsense.
so often.
It is bullshit. You're gonna see in the documentary. It's a Chicago house.
These are Park X lies. This is the things you hear at the cafe in the morning.
Yeah.
Guys, speaking of Park X, guys, just to get to the next story.
Okay.
Nice. Park
You
Extra
heard
Movement.
of? You heard last week there was another feminicide in Quebec.
What?
A
Chick
Indian
got
woman
murdered.
was killed by her partner or whatever.
in Quebec?
In Park X.
This
On
is in
Burnham.
Park
In
X.
Park on board. What did she do?
She didn't do anything.
The guy.
It was domestic abuse. It was domestic violence.
Because there was a vigil that was held on Monday. There was
Nobody
a bunch
told me anything about that. I didn't know anything of the
of-
sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're too big for the hood now.
No, I'm not
You
too
look
big for
down
the
on
hood. I'm not too big for the hood.
I love the hood.
Look, there were hundreds of people that gathered in front of the house. I think on Monday, just to honor the life of this young mother.
What happened?
He's gonna tell you. Relax,
I'll tell you, brother. Relax.
brother.
So,
okay.
anyways, I mean, there's just, obviously we've known that in the last year there's been a serious problem with this spike apparently in murders towards women. This is what happened for the story that I read. The guy walks into the house and kills his wife or girlfriend. I don't know exactly what the relationship was at that time, and he video calls his family in India, like
Okay.
FaceTime. And he
Not
shows them
weird.
what he did. And
Oh.
the guy's disturbed. So the family in India
Calls the
calls
cops.
the cops in India to tell them our son in Montreal just murdered his wife, blah, blah, blah. The cops in India contact the cops here in Montreal who ended up going to the scene. That's how they discovered the woman.
Small parentheses. That is extremely surprising.
Bro, that hurts my
they're-
stomach.
that those two official bodies from the government were able to communicate. I'm actually impressed that happened so fast.
Yeah, because you'd assume that when the cops get the phone call, they think it's one of those
Prank
fucking
call.
Canada revenue scams.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it went through proper channels there, but it happened quite quickly. Good on that family that called the cops.
I mean,
But-
there's two ways to look at that story, George. But go on.
There's one way to look at that story, and this is horrific. And
It's-
what was
it's
his reasoning
horrible.
behind the murder?
I don't know. I think from what I've read so far, they had some domestic issues. It wasn't the first time. She tried to move away. She took the kids and went to another apartment. So the guy
There was
found where
kids?
she was living. There were 2 kids. One of them was 8 years old that ran away when he was, murdering. And the other one, they found the other girl in the apartment,
Fucking terrible.
somewhere hiding, whatever. Horrible stuff, man. So the organizers, obviously now, they believe that more can be done to help women who are victims of conjugal violence, especially in Park Extension. This is like.
But I don't understand. Had she called the cops before? Like, because we say more could have been done.
They've known about the couple's history.
And this guy was just free to walk around?
This is the fucking problem. He
It's
had
the
a restraining
14th.
order.
By the way, it's
from
the
what I've read.
14th femicide this year.
Yeah. So apparently he had a restraining order. Obviously that doesn't help one bit. I mean, the guy is still free. He can just walk in, do whatever the hell you want. So look, this whole vigil was organized by this organization, a local organization called Africo Feminin, that I've worked with. They're a very good organization. So the president of that organization said that the victim frequented her organization quite often. She had shared that they had marital issues. And that she had attempted to move on from that relationship. Another community organizer that deals with victims of domestic abuse in Park Extension specifically, she wasn't aware of the situation. She said that the women probably fell through the cracks. She knows that there was a police report that was made on May 19th. Now, from that time until the time that she died, she should have been referred somewhere, and she wasn't. And it's unfortunate because I've worked. There's an organization that has what do you call it? What the fuck is it called? I'm losing my words. Anyways, they have a home. It's protected. Nobody knows where it is.
The Shields of Athena and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So any case that is referred to the cops, normally the cops automatically contact the Shield and they bring them to that house. They protect them, and again, nobody knows where it is. I don't know what happened in this case. There was a report, so obviously. I mean, it's not like the woman was trying to handle this on her own, right? I mean, she had gone to the cops. There's documented evidence that there was issues, and she should have been taken care of. So it's just sad, obviously, for the family, for Park X, in general, for our society, the fact that women are just being murdered like that. And there's obviously some problem somewhere in the system that just doesn't seem to work. I mean, how is it possible that you knew of this situation? How is it possible that this guy had a restraining order?
So she was Indian. She was Indian too.
Yeah. They were both Indian. Yeah.
And now these kids, where are they? These kids are orphaned.
I don't know. Someone obviously is going to take care of the kids. I mean, social services are probably going to take them in.
It's fucked up. You know, it's
crazy.
weird though. The word femicide, I mean, it was not a common word. You wouldn't hear it until maybe a year ago.
I think it's a very sexist word, sir. A homicide is a homicide is a homicide.
I mean, well, sure, there are different types of homicides. Fine, like that's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just saying, I know there are 14 femicides this year in Quebec. I just read it, but what's the official number?
So wait, only murders? 14 women died.
14 women were murdered.
How many men were murdered?
I don't know. I want to know, is the total number also going up, or is it like regular numbers for other years, just that more of them are women now? Like, I'm curious. Like, is this a different type of issue? Is this just an issue of violence in
How many
society?
men were murdered, Poseidon?
Or is it an issue of violence towards women? Like, I'm really curious. I'm not trying to make a point. I'm actually
Christine
curious.
says that they use the term femicide when it's based on conjugal violence, just
only for conjugal violence.
Just to separate, so you know that it was like
it's a death caused by domestic abuse.
Yeah, like this guy. So wait, so now these kids are orphaned. What, they have to go to India?
I don't know.
Or they're going to be put in the system?
I don't think they're going to send them to India. I think the system is going to take care of them.
The system doesn't take care of it. The system is the reason why the lady died.
Yeah, they're going to put them in a...
What's up, dog?
In a foster home. I don't know.
Bro, it spiked in 2020, bro, the murders in Quebec, like crazy.
Murders in general?
Yeah,
in 2020, you're telling me when everything was locked down, people had no work, and they were being told that the end of the earth is coming?
Sorry, this is the deaths, so not specifically murders.
Yeah,
but it goes per week.
Well,
murders, we want murders.
By the way, Joker, I didn't say the word was new. I just said it wasn't commonplace. I know it's not a new word. There's patricide, there's matricide, there's infanticide, there's all kinds of sides. There's suicide.
It just sucks because in most of these cases that we've had now in the last year,
why is everyone bitching in the chat? Calm down. What the fuck's going on?
These women that have been murdered, in most cases, if I remember correctly, the authorities had been alerted. Like they knew about it. There was a documented case of domestic violence. The other one that died, I can't remember where, like about a month ago, 2 months ago. I forget her name.
They're going at it in there, right?
Sorry?
No, the chat's misbehaving.
Yeah, so it's just strange to me to think how that, there has to be something wrong. I mean, the minute that in the system we know that there's the case of domestic violence, there's an abusive husband, anything related to that, how is it possible that these women aren't better protected? That to me is I don't know. It's a huge question mark. It's a mystery. I don't understand it.
George, I'd love to see the statistics. These women who are victims of femicide, like, what communities do they come from? Like, I'm curious because if everyone's gonna say that's a racist comment but it's not. Like, I want to know.
It's all around. Like the ones that have come out. Like the last one I was talking about a month ago, she was a Quebec Canadian woman.
Was she French Canadian?
In 2020, there was 87 homicide victims in Quebec.
87 homicide victims.
Yeah, so the homicide rate per 100,000 population is 1.01.
But how many of those were women?
Is there statistics?
It doesn't say.
No statistics.
No statistics. It just says 87.
Still, a lot of
I
moiders.
don't know the numbers, but if we're making such a huge thing about it, it must be because it hasn't happened in the past.
I don't think that's not an automatic assumption. That's not a fair automatic assumption because all of a sudden we're making a big deal of something. And again, I'm not trying to downplay this.
Yeah, I think
I'm just saying I'd like to see those numbers. I'm just curious what's happening. Is it a societal problem, like where violence in general is increased because of the virus?
They just said in the chat, I think Thierry wrote, and it will always exist. Yeah, look, it's always going to exist.
People are always going to kill people.
Yeah, people are always going to kill people. Let's not say stupid shit that it's gonna disappear. Don't say stupid shit. He's right. It's always going to exist. The issue is, again, trying to...
I mean, it's not stupid. He's right. It is
No, I'm saying he's right. The stupid is saying that it's going to disappear. Okay. What he's saying is 100% right. Yeah. What I'm saying is stupid is saying that, oh, no, it's going to disappear one day. It'll never disappear because someone's always going to be... There's always going to be victims, you know what I'm saying? Like, of something. Whether it's of a robbery, of a murder, the world is a shitty place, okay? You try to make it as good as you can, but the world's a shitty place. The whole thing was, because we have society now, we're paying taxes, we try to minimize the risk for these people. So she went through the proper channels. You get it? They filed the report. She did everything. But for some reason, that's what George said. They're investigating why since May to now nothing was done, and this guy was able to kill her. That's the problem.
Maybe he was laying low. Who knows, right? There's a lot of factors.
No, they're supposed to move her. And that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
No. The community organizer said that they should have put her.
Well, hindsight is 2020.
They should have,
no kidding.
They should have done something to.
That's a fucking
to protect her.
Yeah, of course they should have.
You know,
I remember when I was at the CLSC in Park Extension, we used to get a lot of weird cases that would come through social. Like, I don't want to get into details because I shouldn't.
Yeah, it's very sad.
But it was sad. Like, I never realized. Like, I grew up in an environment where even the idea of being violent towards a woman merited a beating. Not that I ever got one. I'm not saying I got a beating because that's not the vibe in my family.
So all of your attacks on women went unpunished? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because I had no attacks on women. No,
they all went unpunished because they knew they talk too much.
No, I'm just saying, like, the idea of it is, I don't know. I've had friends growing up who their fathers were like the aggressive type. Like, the mother spoke up, they would yell at her, and she would like cower. And it was always and I would ask my dad about it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He goes, some people are just fucked, you know?
Yeah, it all has to do with your surroundings.
I was not aware of it. Like, it blew my mind.
If you brought up thinking that that's okay, it's very hard as an adult for you to realize that it's not okay to break a lady or yell.
No, like, fuck, man. No. I don't know. Really, even if someone raises you that it's okay, there should be a part of like human decency inside you that tells you it's not.
No. That it doesn't. It's all culture. I'm telling you this. It's all people try to separate you by all kinds of different things. All of them are meaningless. The only thing that matters is culture. If your culture at home is shit, if at home you're taught steal, you're taught fuck over other people, think about yourself, all that. That's what's going to transform the kid into a piece of shit. It's not his skin color. It's not his religion. It's not the gender. What's going to transform the kid into a piece of shit is the culture that they're surrounded by, whether it's in their neighborhood, their family, their school, whatever is influencing them on the TV. That culture that they have at home.
Culture in a broader sense.
I mean, culture, not culture like if you're Greek, you're going to act like a Greek.
Yeah.
That's too broad because it doesn't mean you're going to take everything.
I understand.
I mean the culture at home.
You're absolutely right.
Whatever your culture at home is, that's... Obviously, there's some people that are assholes that you can't genetically, some kids are just mean. But in general, the culture at home is what's going to change you. So that's why it's fucked up, is that if you're surrounded by that kind of fuckery, you're going to end up being...
But I also feel like that's no excuse. You always have a
but
potential.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. That's what you know. So I'll give an example. So right now, it's not an excuse when... let's say we take someone from a fucking Taliban village.
Okay.
Who you don't even look at me if you're a lady. You know what I mean? Walk behind me, I'll fucking smack you around. When they come here, let's say if they act like that, it's not because they're like, and I'm not justifying that. I'm just saying it's not like, oh, they should know because they moved here. No, because what they know is this. What they know is this. To them, what we do is illogical. What we do is completely logical.
But at the same time, when you...
I'm not justifying it. I hate that exists.
Like that, and then you witness a different culture, which... in my opinion, is a superior culture.
Yeah.
Because it advocates for equal rights, and we don't beat up women, and everyone has opportunities.
You think it's a superior culture because that's what...
objectively, if everyone is getting less beatings, it's a superior culture.
You don't get it. But to you and me, that's what makes
not the
it...
point I'm trying to make,
yes,
though.
it is, because to you and me... No, but to you and me, objectively, that's what makes it a good culture, right? To someone else, it's like, no, it's not a good culture because bitches shouldn't be talking back. Or it's not a good culture because kids shouldn't be allowed to read whatever they want. I don't fucking... You know what I mean? Everyone has their own thing. The whole point is at home, that culture, whatever you give the kid at home, if as a parent, you're telling the kid, women, this is... you can't take them seriously, or... you don't have friends, whatever you can do to get ahead. If you put that in the kid's brain, it's so hard. It's like cults, bro. It's like KKK,
it's
all
hard,
cults.
but it's not impossible.
It's very hard to
That's
take people
the point
out
I'm
of it.
trying to make.
But it's difficult. It's not in a day. It's not in school. That'll take like rehab and shit to get someone out of that kind of stuff. It'll if that's the culture that because they don't know any better. Like I've seen documentaries about cults and people that join the gay KKK and all that shit. They're told.
Did you say the gay KK?
Maybe even the gay KKK. But those people, the shit they're told is complete nonsense. Complete nonsense.
Yeah, of course.
But because that's all they're being fed, they believe it. They believe it's real. They believe, black people, they're trying to take over. They believe crazy shit. And so that's all what they spew. They're not doing it because they're like, I want to be a contrarian. That's what it's very difficult, but the only way to face this shit is to do kind of what like these shelters are doing, is to call it out. But people are scared to call it out publicly. People are scared to talk about it too much. But you got to call this bullshit out. Like, there's no room for this in the first world. Fuck out of here.
And the problem, and this is what I like about what this organization proposed, because they took advantage of the vigil that they organized on Monday to say that we're requesting more money from the government. They want to do like a door-to-door program where they want to go and meet these people in Pakistan to make them aware of the different realities.
You have rights, you have rights here.
But George, going back to the point he just made,
a lot of these cultures, like they're, we hear about a couple cases here and there in Park Extension, but there's way more, and people are just silent. Nobody, it's not in their culture to come out publicly.
But if someone showed up at the door, George, that wouldn't help them in any way.
Yeah,
like,
if they
I remember women used to come in with like a broken arm.
Yeah.
And I'd say, okay, what's wrong? Like, what happened? Like, because I had to put it on the file. And they would look at me and they would go, no. And they would point to their husband, this like angry, surly looking fellow, who now had to explain to me why his wife's arm was broken. She could not talk to me. He would not allow it.
She fell down the stairs. Why?
Because
she talked too much.
She talked too much. What are you saying? I mean, she got dizzy and she fell.
Yeah, it's like, sir, are you sure that's what you want to put down here? Talk too much, so she fell down the stairs.
But I'm just saying, a door-to-door service, if that husband is home, if that older son is home, they're not talking to anyone.
No, but the reason why is because let's say 1 out of these 10 women will have the pamphlet. And then if they're getting broken, if something happens, the guy's like, when I come home, I'll kill. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. They'll be able to call someone because they don't know that exists, a lot of them. That's what he's saying. A lot of them, they're surprised when they hear, what?
I feel like the only real solution here, and this is going to be wacky as fuck, is there should be
guns.
A place where women can make a list, some kind of private list that they can say, I feel like I'm in danger, that these organizations can have.
What?
And, they should be, I mean, not surveilled, but like someone should like reach out to them periodically. Like not one time let them know. Like someone should just check in like a fake friend.
No, but they could do all that stuff. They help. There's code words. They could call you and say something. They could.
I mean, and if it gets to a point where it's proven that this is happening and like there's nothing we can do, we should have mobs of angry men go after these men.
No, there's two issues here. One
the only
is
solution.
One is they're a little underfunded because a lot of it is whoever donates and shit.
Yeah.
But these organizations do exist. One thing is getting awareness out so these people know they exist, these places, to get help. And the second one is for the organizations to make sure they have the resources to handle this. Like right now, for example, they're trying to figure out what happened between May and now, right? That's one aspect of it. But the organization exists. And now the other aspect is how come so many people in the neighborhood don't know that they have that available in the neighborhood? So they need to do more to get out. There are two things.
It all goes back to what you were talking about, which is culture. A lot of the reason they don't know is because they live in these isolated environments. Because women not speak outside house. You know?
Women don't speak outside house.
I remember fucking heat waves and these women would come in panting.
That's a
And I'm like, aren't you hot? It's not even, if it was a white hijab, you know, with the feretze in the front, whatever, I'd be like, okay, it's white. But like, how can you breathe?
It seems like I'm thinking about it, that seems fucking terrible, bro. Like you're in your house and you don't know if you're gonna get broken because just because someone's pissed for no reason.
Imagine during lockdown where they were stuck with these
that's what I was saying. During lockdown, it's happened, dude.
man,
people were getting beat up, kids were getting molested during lockdown. There was all kinds of shit. People were committing suicide. Lockdown fucked a lot of people up. Yeah, man.
Like domestic violence rose like crazy because a lot of people had a bad situation. They were able to leave sometimes.
But the government doesn't like to talk about that shit.
And remember, they actually don't care about your health.
Yeah, because that's how much they care about your health.
They didn't shut down fucking the SAC and the fucking SQDC and the drug stuff.
What they said is, this is how much the government cares about your health. They said, we know people are committing suicide and they're getting broken, so we're making the strong decision of not talking about it publicly.
They're giving you access to drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, also, since we know that we closed all the stores and there's a lot of lockdown, what will remain open is our weed shops that only we can have because we don't want no one opening up a private business. The casino will be online. And obviously, you can still buy alcohol. The liquor stores are still open. And cigarettes. So stay healthy, friends. So they're full of shit. You're going to trust the government. Fuck out of here, bro. The government doesn't give a shit, bro. Government doesn't give a shit.
Speaking of the government, it's starting to rain cash over from the federal government. Obviously, we know there's elections coming. And there was an interesting article written by Emmanuel Latraverse in the Journal de Montréal that kind of put things into perspective. And it's like you see these things, but you don't really notice them. But when you see everything lined up in front of you and enumerated, you're like, what the hell is going on? So in just about 2 weeks, Justin Trudeau has traveled pretty much all over the country bragging about his post-COVID economic vision. And he's dropping billions of dollars. I mean, we're talking about from aerospace to light trains to daycares. And, you know, we're kind of already seeing how his platform is going to play out during the campaign. And there's also another journalist from Global News, David Aiken. He's been doing a great job tracking all the money that Trudeau is announcing, something many have been calling, you know, pre-election candy. So 2 weeks ago,
so sweet, but so bad for you.
I was not expecting that. So sweet, but so bad.
So 2 weeks ago, in a matter of 5 days, his ministers dished out like close to $500 million through different announcements. So 2 weeks ago on Thursday, they made 6 announcements totaling $124 million. That same week on Wednesday, 30 announcements for $111 million. The last week on Tuesday, 41 announcements for $177 million. Monday, 20 announcements for $27 million. So there's just money fucking dropping all over the place. And the interesting thing here is that most of these announcements, they're like super local. It's not like he's going to this huge business and they're helping them develop or you know, anything like that. It's like they went and found like a village or whatever, like a small municipality, and they're just throwing in money. Like we're talking about like small bridge reparations somewhere in Saskatchewan. There's a recreation center in Thunder Bay. You know, window and door renovations at the Collège d'Allemand in Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. Pool repairs for the Cégep de Jonquière. The library at the Cégep de Chicoutimi. They announced refrigerated trucks for a number of community organizations in Montreal, and you know the list goes on. Like
more libraries, less whorehouses. More libraries, or vice versa. Either one works.
and like even Moncton, like in Moncton, they're helping to fix the roof for the city hall and for the local fire station. They're repairing sidewalks and sewers. So I mean, look, I'm not suggesting here that the government shouldn't be investing in infrastructure projects. I mean, that's what they should be doing, among other things. But I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys, but I just find that there's something a little bit uncomfortable, seeing the government just pouring in money in strategic writings right before an election campaign. Like there's something that
I have a
don't
question.
know.
We are bankrupt. Where is this money coming from? Oh, they're printing it? Interesting. What is inflation?
We're fucked.
No, but did you hear there was a report, and I haven't read it, and I don't think I will because it's probably too long. But the parliamentary budget officer, this is the guy in charge of
The robots got him.
going through everything that has to do with the government's finances. It's like a checks and balances. And he's totally objective, and he's bashed the government quite a few times. Apparently, there's a report that came out last week or early this week.
Apparently.
I'm hearing where in his report he says that the return to a balanced budget won't happen before 2070. Fucking 2070.
Hold on. I thought Trudeau told me 4 years ago that the budget's going to balance itself.
Trudeau told you in 2015 that he's going to go into a very slight deficit and we'll be back to a balanced budget by 2019. Yeah, that was long gone.
Then again, in his defense, even though he did fuck up the economy way before COVID, COVID did happen, though. So that kind of said, he's got that excuse, even though this was already going off the rails way before that.
We weren't even near the rails.
COVID just sped up the process.
In 2020, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, 2020, that's when COVID happened. By 2020, we were already, like, what was the deficit? 100 billion. He had brought up to 120 billion. Like, already you're far off.
This guy's good at economy.
The economics hard.
Worrying.
George.
Eric Thomas just dropped $5.
What is this saying?
Oh, shit. Eric Thomas's kid is 24 years old today.
Oh.
Wow.
No longer a little girl.
But
That is a lady. 24. That's my favorite number, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I always
Not
have
your
that
birthday?
number. It is my birthday. I always have that number in sports. It's in the back of my jersey. Oh, I ordered an Ajax jersey yesterday
Oh.
from Greece, from the Ajax shop.
Really? The black
Yeah.
one?
No, the yellow black one with the.
Oh, okay.
I will look like Bumblebee.
Hanumaki.
Hanumaki.
I hate that my team's jerseys are so ugly.
You have nice jerseys this year.
The Puma ones.
What's your
Are they still Puma?
No, they're not Puma.
Oh, what are they this year?
I think you guys are.
I want a black one.
You
What
had a
team
black
are you
one
supporting?
last
What's
year.
your
Yeah,
team?
I didn't like it though. What? Panathinaikos.
What's your team?
Panathinaikos. But my team,
They
like,
call-
I don't really care. It was-
Isn't their color green?
yeah, but I've always wanted like because
They had a black
They had a
jersey.
Wembley jersey in the 70s when they went to the finals, and it was all black with like a white cuff and just the green clover.
That's cool. They
It
had
was
one of
cool.
those last year.
Yeah, but it's still, I didn't like it. I always wanted, you know what I really wanted during the Euro? Nicopolidis jersey. Like the long sleeve
goalkeeper
black
one, yeah.
goalkeeper jersey.
I ordered it yesterday
They're
because
so hard
someone
to
had
find.
sent me money on PayPal and I didn't know what to do with it. Like it was just there in PayPal. And I was like, fuck, it's just going to stay in my PayPal account.
You have this weird thing with PayPal. You're like, why is it in here? Every time we
Yeah.
talk about PayPal,
Well,
you're
you know
like,
you can
angry.
link your.
I hate PayPal.
Yeah,
so
there's not even like a fee to take it out.
So then it was there and I go, oh, I will make a purchase with PayPal.
Do you remember sportarena.gr?
Yeah,
that's
it
still
sucked,
around.
though.
It sucks now.
It takes a month and a half for them to send you shit.
Everything did back then. Like the time I bought a Nokia phone from eBay. 6 months later, my phone came.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I
kinda
actually
funny.
ordered a cap 2 weeks ago.
No cap.
It came to Canada. The tracking didn't really make sense. Then it disappeared for 6 days. Then it was back in Chicago. Then it disappeared for 4 days. So I messaged them. They're fucking ghosting me. I emailed them. I sent them a DM.
Teespring.
What?
Did you get that from Teespring?
No. I ordered this hat that says world's okayest dad. I thought it was amusing. So I bought
It
one.
would be funny if Eric had 3 daughters, yeah. Because Eric said, my 2 favorite daughters, if it would be funny if you had 3. And it's like my 2 favorite ones. What about the 3rd one? What about her?
That's so funny.
Nobody likes Persephone.
Yeah, there's just one daughter. He's like, fuck that. Fuck her. She's annoying.
Oh, happy birthday to your daughter.
Doesn't make her bed. Talks back.
She has-
Doesn't
she
like
has-
Zelda.
She has an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would make a dad.
Yeah. I only have 2 now. I don't know. I have 2 daughters, Eric. What am I in for? Like George too. Like give us like some piece of advice as a gift to her on her birthday. Give it to us.
Yeah, it would be weird too if you had no daughters. Yeah, the neighbors like they're not your kids, Eric.
I've imagined them.
Yeah. Good times. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check out the many episodes I have been dropping on this very special YouTube channel. Obviously, the patrons get all the audios and they get some of the videos first.
Are you talking about Le
So
French cast?
I have a lot of French cast, and I just dropped a new podcast. I told people Sunday there was no live stream, so we could do the Pantelis podcast, and it was worth it. We got Robbie back. It was a good episode.
Rob Shahan.
Rob Shaham
Interesting character.
of Umbrella
Very
Academy.
interesting character.
Forgot to say her name. Bonne fête, Annabelle Cocotte. Look, this is not the right channel to talk about girls named Annabelle.
Or cocottes.
Everyone's going to think it's Poseidon's ex co-host.
She's living her best life.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Do you think the
Annabelle.
movie Annabelle from The Conjuring ruined the name Annabelle for a
No,
generation?
Absolutely not.
No, it's not
It's not
creepy?
like Damien. Damien ruined the name for a generation.
Yeah, Damien, yeah. It's very demonic.
I met this guy the other day. His kid's name was Damien. I go, why'd you name him Damien? He's like, because of the movie. I'm like, you realize? He's like, oh, I realize. And I was right. I was like, all right.
Damien,
Cool.
I know a kid named Damien.
You know him, the guy I'm talking about. Panu's cousin.
Yeah, my nephew's best friend. His name is Damien.
Really?
Yeah,
Is he a good kid?
he's a good kid. Yeah,
That you know of?
that I know.
Is he like conjuring shit at night? Like demons and shit?
He might be a wizard.
A wizard, huh?
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You know, I haven't ever seen a single one of the Harry Potter movies.
I've seen a couple of them because I was forced to, and I didn't enjoy a moment of it.
I think they're well made, man. What are you talking about?
Really?
Was that like a gay OnlyFans sound?
No, that's a magic spellcast.
Magic spellcast. What is?
Yeah,
okay.
Karen is fucked. They ruined Karen. That's true though. Karen is done for a
Yeah,
while.
I was having this conversation with a Corinne, and she was so upset. She was like, I'm just too close to it now. I get ruined all the time. They're like, is it like Karen?
No, Corinne sounds different, and it's also spelled differently.
It is, yeah. It's an I.
So no,
But she was pretty upset about
and
it.
a C a lot of times.
I don't know. It's like everyone named Adolf in 1936. They're like, shit.
Yeah, I told you I had a math teacher, this Haitian lady whose last name was Adolf.
Last name?
Yeah, we had to call her Madame Adolphe, and I used to laugh all the time. She's like, "Why are you laughing?" I go, "Really?"
Do you,
You do not
get
see-
this joke?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some names that suck if you have them. Like Adolf's on the list.
Adolf. Now we should be able to bring it back.
Attila.
Attila's fine if you're a
Attila's
big
just-
fat Turkish guy or maybe
Yeah.
like a Kazakh. That's okay. Hey, Attila, hey, what happened for you today? We go drinking. Like it's fine.
Adolf is fine, I think.
I think it's not a very nice name anyway.
It's not a nice.
so
You
we're
wouldn't
not
name your
losing
kid
anything.
because it sounds stupid, but it's a dumb name. But it doesn't have, like the name's got to come back. It's not the name's fault.
I always laugh with like ancient Greek names that sound really cool in English but sound terrible in Greek.
Like-
That's funny. Like Hercules.
Hercules.
Irakli. It just sounds very like
No,
George's
Hercules.
dying.
Hercules is nice.
Is
Hercules
it? It's
nice.
all right.
Irakli
It's
is
all
nice
right.
name.
It's
Hercules is
fine.
nice. Well, oh, that was hilarious.
Is that a fart?
Zeus. That was the wall.
Zeus is cool either way.
Zeus.
Especially if you're a black guy and your name is Zeus, it's cool.
Zeus, all right. What names? But there are. Yeah, there's got to be names like that.
Ephialtes.
Ephialtes was bad. then,
Ephialtes
it's
is not
bad
a
now.
name, but it means nightmare.
It's also a name.
No,
Oh,
no
it's
one
a
has. No one
I've
has the
never
name
met anyone
Ephialtes,
named
bro.
Ephialtes.
George, have you met anyone named Ephialtes?
No one.
So shut
but,
the fuck up.
No, but it's what he calls his wife. Hey.
No, but Poseidon is right. It was a person. That's why.
No, we know it
because,
was a Poseidon's
No,
not
but no
right.
one gives that name anymore.
Yeah, no one gives that name. The reason why we
Yeah,
say
no.
nightmares, we know that, bro. Everyone's seen 300. They get it.
Yeah, we did our research.
There's only one. There's only one.
Yeah,
There's only one.
the first and last.
Yeah, that
mean, that's the whole
fucking
point of that story,
that
right?
mongoloid.
The Yifto.
Yeah, that fucking inbred swine. Ugh. They made it more disgusting in the movie.
He just probably wasn't that strong. That's why he was like cast aside.
He was a goblin, sir.
Okay, goblin-esque.
He was probably.
What other names suck?
George, what name don't you like in Greek?
Oh my God, there's so many. Guys, we have a lot of bad names.
Well, yeah, our region is infamous for terrible fucking names.
Give me a name. Give me a name.
We have a lot of bad names.
Come on, do it,
would
do
you ever
it.
name your daughter Efrosini?
Efrosini, Eurosini. Fuck, it sounds cool in English.
Would you ever?
Efrosine.
Or
Efrosini.
Frasa.
Fuck, you're right. They do sound cooler in English, but Efrosini sounds stupid in Greek.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, we had an Efrosine on the bus. Oh, you weren't on my bus. in
No,
school. No. I mean, Efrosine is pretty bad, but if you look at it, she's one of the nymphs, like in ancient mythology.
Efpraxia.
yeah, who cares?
That's
You know,
kinda
like,
cool.
yeah, Like,
In English is cool.
Yeah, Eupraxia.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
not even in English, dude. Like,
I don't know
why.
My
You shouldn't
my
do it. I
wife's
don't
middle
know.
name is Aglaia.
Oh yeah,
which
that's
is
terrible.
Terrible.
Even in English, Aglaia.
Her mother said, "Well, we couldn't name her that. What were they gonna call her at school? Ugly."
Ugly.
Oh my god.
It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
The word. Pakuna's a bird.
I
not a
guarantee you,
fucking
Poseidon's on the internet right now.
Stupid Greek names he googled. George. Honestly, George is one of my least favorite Greek names. It's just too common. Everybody's fucking named George.
Everyone is a George. Everyone is a
Fucking
George.
farmers.
George and
We
a
don't-
John.
Oh, I thought.
He's not paying attention. He's completely out of it. The kid's fucking.
Uh,
But browsing doesn't.
Because
I was
when
searching stuff up. We were talking about that.
yeah, and when you called him on it, he goes, "Oh, I should have been paying attention. Maybe it's time for let's go."
Yeah, he just.
Boom, 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 boom.
like Efstratios. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh,
We have that
Stratus.
name.
Stratty.
Stratus is a cool
Stratos.
name.
Stratty's okay. Pantelis is up there on the list of it can go either way.
Pantelis is a cool ass name, bro.
I don't know. In English, it's cool. In Greek, it's
Pantelis.
fine.
Pantelis is nice.
It's just fine. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
not.
You have a weird
guess-
thing with
yeah.
names, you.
Yeah. All the cool names you don't think are cool.
Yeah.
Okay, based on what conversation besides this one?
This one.
Oh, okay. This one. I give up. I give up. I give up.
George, do you like your name?
I don't mind it. It could have been Efstratios.
Could've
Was it
been-
almost
I
Efstratios?
can't complain.
I mean, you got the better name out of your
Fucking
three siblings,
George and
that's
your
for sure.
Bosnian fucking internet.
Yeah, like his siblings have very, very specifically Greek and confusing in English names. George is George.
Stuff is an alright name. It's easy. You could say it in any language.
Yeah, but it's just like strange. Like it's not common and kind of weird for
Not
most
very
people.
common, no.
Penelope's a nice name. Penelope.
I like Penelope.
Yeah, Penelope's nice in all languages.
Persephone?
No, you
What?
know what a good name is? Diana.
Why?
Sounds nice, no? Diana.
Does it? Diana? I mean, it's fine.
You don't like that?
Not against it.
Dirty Diana. Yeah. It's
Well,
a
then
song.
you
Oh, you ruined it.
Ruined
Yeah,
it,
that
yeah.
was.
It's a song.
That was quick. It
I
didn't
spent
take
a long time trying to pick names for my kids. I wanted to name my oldest Electra, but my wife said no.
That would have been so cool, Electra.
She didn't like it though.
Why?
Because Electra like murdered her mother and married her father, and she's like, "I'm not okay with this."
No, you should have said it's Electra from the comics, not Electra from.
I tried that
The
after,
myths.
but we had just watched Daredevil, and she's like, "She's bad. I don't like her." I'm like, "All right."
Oh, god damn it!
I was like, "Think Jennifer Garner. Think Jennifer Garner."
But there's still people that name their kids Beulah and Bertha.
Are they fat? If they're fat, then it's fine.
It's like they're destined to be fat. Yeah.
But I feel like people who are named Bertha and stuff like that, I feel like they don't birth into the world. They just appear, I think.
yeah, like who's named Bertha?
Yeah, who the fuck names their kid Bertha, bro?
You have to be inbred.
You have to be a piece of shit.
Isn't Bertha just like another way of saying Roberta? Isn't that where it comes from?
I don't know.
Or is that Berta, I guess?
That's Berta.
Big Bertha.
Do you know anything about that, George?
Bertha, I don't know Bertha. No.
Thanks for your
I don't know
input,
where
George.
that
I
comes
would
from.
name my kid.
What about Ursula? They ruined Ursula. I used to know an
did.
Ursula. Fly as fuck.
And Disney ruined it.
Well, no, she was born like she was older than that. You asshole. I didn't meet her when I was a child.
Yo,
This-
5-year-old Pantelis like, "Oh, that honey fly."
No, it was when
Like
I
a
was
little
in
mushroom
when
cut.
I was in college. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Disney ruined it. It's funny.
Ursula. It's a
All right,
strange
Poseidon.
name, yeah. It could be a hot girl's name, though. I see it.
What about bitches named Mercedes?
That's not a real name. That's a
Yes,
car.
it is.
That's a car or a
There
stripper
have
name.
been some women actually, if their real name has been.
Yeah, because their dad's like, I need her to strip.
I've met a Mercedes.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. Join the nation. Subscribe. Get stuff early. Get exclusive content. Win shirts. Watch Poseidon's in bed episodes. All of
Tonight.
the above. Check out our boy George, who brought you the news all the way from the South Shore. The shore whore himself, George Adizos, has podcasts. Just Us Dads is a podcast for dads by moms. It comes out weekly. They do little sketches with puppets now. The man is getting creative. Check those out. Links are in the description. Support George Adizos, 2 podcasts, the Just Us Dads and the Backstage podcast, where he interviews politicians and other people of interest and ask them hard-hitting questions. Phil Balabano's right in front of me. Phil, the filmmaker, he's been at the Cannes Film Festival. He was one of those hookers on the yacht. Phil Balabanos, balabanos.com. Phil can make your commercial. Phil right now is working with some of the highest known and
They're pretty
beloved
high.
and
Pretty high.
respected companies. Have you ever heard of Coca-Cola? Have you heard of Pepsi? Have you heard of 7-Up? He's heard of all those things.
I have.
unrelated to his job.
But I'm still working.
Check out Phil, bellabalance.com. Links in the description. He's got a podcast called Phil My Hole.
No, thank you.
Way more gay than it sounds, but it's out there. Fill My Hole. Check out the links in the description. Follow Phil, subscribe, share it. The Poseidon69 on Instagram and Twitter for Poseidon. The Poseidon69, Instagram and Twitter. Also on Twitch, twitch.tv/ThePoseidon69. He plays with children.
Yes, he said it.
We're talking about video games, though.
Yeah,
Don't get ahead of yourself. The Poseidon69, he loses to those kids, and then he gets very frustrated. And it's a lot of fun if you're watching him bitch at children about shooting him in the head repeatedly in the game of, what is it, Warhammer? What are you playing?
Warzone.
Warzone. It's a zone
Zone of
where
war.
wars happen. Thank you guys for checking this out. We love you. Stay safe.
Stop fighting.
Turn off the BBC, CNN, and tune in to this stuff.
What if that's what
Thank
they're
you,
into?
and go fuck yourselves.
Bye, guys.